recording.
Oh my.
Hey.
That's not on the recording. It starts with you being like, oh my. So we're making Devil's Might Surrender dice. I'm almost done making the Princes of the Apocalypse dice. I'm waiting on some hydrangea or Ajisai flowers to come in so I can make Ajisai's purified form. So we're gonna make some DMS dice, and then I also have a bunch of flowers that I kind of want to make a highest standard set, because I think it was when we all went to the party in heckin' Vestige, Fenris gave everybody flowers, and I have flowers that are either similar or identical to the ones that she gave people. So I want to make a set of those, because I'm feeling nostalgic.
I super loved the Casper dice. Like whenever you showed them to me, I'm like, these are dice that I would like. The other dice that you ever showed me, I'm like, I would have those and I would never use them because I'd be afraid to like
because they're pretty.
But like the Casper dice, those are the kind of dice I would not only love to have, but also love to use because they're just aesthetically like in that range, you know.
That makes me happy, and you can't see my toes, but I'm doing happy little tippy tappies. I'm very happy.
Your toesy woesies.
My toesy woesies. I'm doing little tippy tappies. That makes me happy.
Because they just have like a really nice coloration, and like the copper in them is really or not copper, the bronze in is really neat. And
yeah, I wanted to represent like all of his bronze and stuff like that, and then crusks are like multiple greens with like a whoosh in them, and they're gold, and I like Kyra's are so elaborate, and I did some repours, and I'm not mad about them because I had to make a new D8 for you, my boy, my Eric boy.
Oh.
Cause I fucked it up. But I fucked it up. Oh god. Yeah, I don't have. Y'all are gonna have to deal with me being loud today because as soon as I put my respirator on, I become Bane and very muffled. So until I put my mask on, I'm gonna be much louder. I apologize.
Okay, cool.
Also, motherfucker. It is 5 p.m. What do you mean go to sleep? I will punch you in the sternum.
He'll do it.
He'll do it.
What do you think I'm gonna do? Fucking pass out, wake up at midnight?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?
Who do you think you are?
By the time we better spend eating Play-Doh.
Play-Doh?
Yeah.
Why?
Be more effective than rest right now. I'm chilling in a chair being a cutie.
I mean, that's your constant state, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's true. That's like 80% of my day, basically every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just cleaning dice molds right now. Just
heck yeah.
Because I just did a shitload of pulls. I redid my Merriam and Scandal dice because I wanted to get more of a Petri effect, and I had some floating faces that were unfixable without just sanding off the fucking numbers. I was like, I'm just gonna remake these, and they came out even better.
We're gonna do some DMS dice today. We do have like little mini. I don't know. You shouldn't probably put Italian food inside of dice. Is all I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna let you know. So we're not making Nicolo's today, and here's why. Because I found Fimo Clay pizza slices. No.
And I'm doing it. So.
Oh my goodness.
Pizza and bullets.
Yeah, so I have these, which are, I use a similar thing for Lexi's dice, so it's like these little slices of fruit, and I put the little straws in there, but I found similar ones that are pizza.
That is hilarious.
And I have to. There's no other way to make Nicolo's dice. It has to be done.
Nicolo, pizza going on.
Come on!
You got pizza going on.
Every time I talk to Brayden, we fucking quote that, and I don't know why. It just gives her the giggle.
Oh, I showed this to Bread. I haven't shown it to you, but I sent something to Bread the other day whenever I got it done on Redbubble, and I literally sent it to her and said, "So how much do I need to pay to get you and Hayden to wear this next time?"
Okay, DM it to me. I'll grab my phone. I needs to know.
I needs to know. Can you show me?
Go.
Oh no. Okay. What the fuck is... Bitch, I'll do it. I'll do. You think I won't? I ain't no fucking coward. I'll do it. She's coming out in like August probably, so.
Coming out, so you better go to party, daddy.
I'm coming out. I'm coming. So for Miss Fiowo's, I have these. I'm gonna do a similar method to what I did for Tagachi's dice to get like the icy look. Because they have like these real pretty shards in like both white and the blue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put those kind of in the bottom of the mold. So like put it like down in the mold, and then heckin' do like a reddish pink just for the rest of it. I'd probably do like a green inking. I've only had like half a cup of coffee today, so you know. I'm also stalling for my husband to get home with coffee.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and Mariles are gonna be sort of like, I'm gonna do some black foil to like, cause she has like all those cool black accents on her clothes, and then pink dye. I was gonna try to aim more like that purpley pink, but purples don't react very well to the current resin that I have, so it tends to go a little bit brown. So we're gonna aim a little bit more pink and just kind of hope for the best.
I'm gonna pop the apron into the Let Them Play Games chat on the Project Mouthwash server.
Do it.
It's my favorite thing that logo goes on.
It's so good. Man, Brayden and I need a fucking logo. I'll do it at some point.
Yeah, dude.
Contact my friend Narcy, be like, hey, can I pay you like $100?
Whenever I was looking at this and editing it for all the different things on Redbubble, I just kept looking at it, and every now and then just hear da-da, do-do-do-do-do, because it reminds me so much of the Rugrats thing.
Oh my god, you're so correct. Now just... Rugrats go to Paris, man. So I know it's not Rugrats, but we went on the... When Brayden was visiting, we went to Universal, and we went on the insanity that is the Simpsons ride, and just your singing that just made me think of it. Like that's the whole story, is we went on the Simpsons ride, but I'm like, no, it made me think of it.
I have a loose Rugrats story.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah?
Outside of, quote, anarchistic tendencies, one of the only things I remember from my counselor's report about me that I got like 17 years later was apparently when I was a child, I often would speak out of the side of my mouth. I am almost certain child me was just imitating Angelica.
Oh my god. Oh, squeakers! I'm only gonna be able to watch from here. Hi, BB. Mwah.
Oh yeah,
Hey.
Papa
Jester's dad's gonna be over at his house today because they didn't get to have Father's Day on Sunday.
Oh.
Yeah. They're doing like a big cook thing, like they're making a bunch of stuff. They
Oh,
got
that's so
propane
cool.
and all kinds of good stuff.
They're making propane for consumption.
They're consuming propane.
I mean, whatever.
Consume propane.
Consume propane.
Whatever makes you happy.
Or I'll kick your ass.
Ingest propane.
Actually, the fucking Angelica thing reminds me of another story. It's not mine, but a therapist was online talking about just weird stuff they've had to deal with, and they had a kid brought to them that the parents were really scared for because they were drawing really like scary imagery pretty constantly. I think they were slightly on the spectrum, and there was a bunch of other things. So they thought something bad might have happened to the kid that they didn't know about, or something was going on. And they were literally contemplating like getting an exorcism and other stuff.
Oh
like the
my
family was panicking. So they bring the kid to the therapist, and they start talking. The kid starts drawing, and the therapist looks down. They're like, oh shit, it's Freddy Fazbear.
Right, I
It turns
remember
out
this
They
story.
just really fucking liked Five Nights at Freddy's, and the parents were terrified that somehow this therapist knew the demon.
Oh my god.
But they were just fucking Moi Poggies on FNAF.
Moi Poggies.
Moi Poggies.
I love that.
Muy pies.
I see a sweetie Claire in the
Yeah,
chat.
that was one of the funniest things I saw online for a hot minute.
It's fucking funny.
It's amazing the short sightedness, because I remember reading the report about me speaking at the side of my mouth, and they were just perplexed by it. I'm like, no, if you knew anything about Kid Me, it's I watched Rugrats, and with like 10 seconds of observation, be like, oh, he's just doing what he sees on TV.
It took me forever whenever I was a kid to admit that I was watching shows like that. Like Rugrats is one of those shows that I watched well into being a high schooler. And whenever I was like in high school, like talking about like, you know, things out, and like people always talk about like things they're watching, like things that are on TV, and like the kids there, like a bunch of the girls are always talking about like the soap operas, like Passions and shit like that, and I'm like, I watch Passions. I shouldn't say it though, because that's a girl thing to say. And like everybody was like, you know, like I shouldn't tell people I'm watching cartoons because that's kids.
Yeah,
thing.
I hated that.
And then like 1 year into high school, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I did for so long, literally, and this is annoyingly true. My sister bullied me, like, not even really that hard, just real softly. She kept ribbing me anytime Sailor Moon would come on, telling me it was a girls' show, and it made me so upset I literally stopped watching it. And Sailor Moon is awesome.
Sailor Moon's fucking great. As you would
and
say,
it's also
Poggies.
like also just in hindsight, I know so many dudes who, you know, they watched it for different reasons, but they were watching it too. And heckin', I really wish that, you know, that shit wasn't thrown on it, because young me would have had a great time with Sailor Moon. It was awesome.
Yeah, like a lot of the time, that's very similar. My sisters were always on me for watching anything, so that's why I thought people were gonna care in high school about shit I watched, right? Because like, you know, my sisters cared and they were in high school, so other people are gonna care, so I should shut the fuck up. But my sisters mainly wanted to make sure that, you know, like I wasn't like making like that I wasn't like getting them like uncool points whenever their friends and people came by, because like they had a lot of like their friends and stuff come over, and a lot of boys came over, and it's actually super funny because apparently, according to my middle sister, who knows that I came out as bi like a long time ago, she said that I used to sit on the high school boys' laps whenever they were there.
Dude, that makes me think of like when I came out, like I came out as bi initially because I didn't know pansexual was a thing, but I came out to my mom and she's like, Hayden, I love you so much, but I've seen for your entire life how you are with your female friends. I'm not surprised. Thank you for, you know, telling me, but I knew a long time ago, which is the worst thing to say to someone when they come out. It's like, what do you mean you knew? What do you mean? Fuck you, I hit it so well. Okay?
Yeah.
I touched no boobs in high school.
Sure.
I was just lucky because like there's a 6 to 9 year gap between me and my sisters, so like it was still like in that whole like section of he's just being a cute kid or whatever. So like nobody, like apparently like the guys when they came over to hang out with my sisters, like, oh yeah, we don't fucking care. This guy's like in fucking early elementary school. We don't give a fuck. Mostly because they were probably trying to kiss my sisters, but you know, whatever.
You know,
my
cute boys.
stupid cousin wanted, like, he basically had to babysit me at one point, but he was woefully incapable of actually doing anything to entertain a child. So instead, and this is weird in hindsight, it is, we were looking at high school girls through binoculars.
What the fuck?
Right?
That is some sitcom shit.
And he was basically just commenting on how hot random girls were. And I having no concept of sexuality or romance yet, was basically like, oh, and there's a guy, and he just ribbed me, basically calling me gay for ages, because I had no idea what the fuck we were doing.
It's like, we're just people watching, man.
Anthony,
Yeah.
thank you for the prime.
Thank you for the 33 months.
He's a fucking nerd.
It's such a weird thing to say, but now that he has unfortunately passed earlier this year, I can talk there's like one thing that's very similar with that that happened with my late grandfather. I was living with him in like high middle school, early high school, and we were in the very nice little cul-de-sac neighborhood, very rich neighborhood, and I didn't realize how rich it was until I got beat up.
Oh my god.
But there was one time whenever I was feeling sick and I couldn't go outside and play with the other kids that were outside that were in the cul-de-sac. So they were doing like hide and seek and stuff like that, and I was just watching them because I was sick. I couldn't do anything. So we had like this big window in our house, and I was just staring outside watching them. And there was this one girl who I did somewhat have a bit of a crush on, and like we smooched later, and it was nice. But there was this one girl that I was like watching because she was hiding like over by our house. And like my grandfather came up and he gave me like a pat on the back and he walked away, and I'm just like, what was that all about? And then like later on, like he was telling my grandmother that I was watching girls out my window, and I'm like, no, they were just playing hide and seek. No, I wanted to play.
The things kids will do with no concept of what they're actually like up to that looks entirely different to an adult who's been horribly corrupted by the world.
Oh my goodness, thank you for the 5,500 bits. Akai, thank you very much.
Yeah, we got a hype train.
Oh, hello, cat. You need to get out. I haven't started pouring resin, but you need to get out. I'll be right back. I need to close my door. Cat, get the fuck out.
Like,
Not like
the
you
way I would
perish,
always
you
explain it is
refuse.
whenever they try and like apply these attributes to a
Yeah.
young person, oftentimes I'm like, are they still around to the age where they'll spin and let their arms limply slap against their body for fun? Because if so, I guarantee you there's more thought being put into it by you.
There's so much of that happening because again, I was such an age gap between like anyone else in my family. So like this one time, my room was getting worked on because they were like painting my room, so I had to sleep in my sister's room. And whenever I was sleeping in my sister's room, she wasn't there, and she wasn't supposed to come back for like a couple of days because she was visiting family, right? And like I slept there, and her room gets super hot because her room didn't have any freaking any good insulation and things like that there, because they like took out a wall and a bunch of weird stuff like that, right? And so one day whenever I was sleeping there, I'm just like, it's so hot, and I took off my pants. I still have my underwear on, but like I'm just like, it's so freaking hot, blah. And like she came home that night and she's like, hey, get out of here, go on, I'm gonna sleep. I'm like, okay. And I got up and she noticed I wasn't wearing pants, and she's like, oh my god, what were you doing in here? And I'm like, sleeping. What the fuck?
It's warm.
And like it was just, she got on me so much, and like my mom had to end up giving me like some kind of a talk later. I'm like, I was just sleeping. That's all I was doing.
What do you want? Okay.
But yeah, it was funny. Have I told you guys about the first time I was ever allowed to be home by myself and how that was a bad idea?
No.
Literally,
I think like a hot minute ago.
the literal first time I was ever allowed to be home alone, my middle sister was like, I'm gonna go out with my friend and we'll be back in like an hour. And she's like, oh my goodness, look at all those subs.
Oh my
10
god,
everyone subs back.
thank
Hi,
you.
thank you
Oh my
very
god,
much.
and
And
Grandmaster, thank
Grandmaster.
you guys
Hi,
so
Grandmaster.
much.
Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. Anyway, my middle sister, she's like, I'll be back in like an hour. We're gonna go down the road. We're gonna get this stuff. You want anything? And I'm like, yeah, I want a popsicle. And she's like, okay, we'll bring you back a popsicle. Everything's great. She's like, just hang out, watch TV, whatever. As soon as she left, I found a nickel. And I immediately swallowed it.
Oh my
And
god.
and it got caught in my throat.
Cody.
And my sister came back in the room because she forgot something. She immediately gave me the Heimlich maneuver, and then she didn't leave.
Yeah. If she fucking left again, I'd be like, bro. Dude.
And I wasn't allowed to be by myself for like another year.
No. I'm like, if you were my child, I'd be like, okay, but.
It was literally as soon as she stepped out, I found a nickel. Like literally the second she stepped out.
So I'm gonna quote a Canadian classic here of, "Don't you put it in your mouth."
Just don't put it in your face.
I just put it in my mouth. I was just like, I'm just gonna suck on it. It's like, you know, it's whatever. It's a random thing in my house. I guess I'll suck on it. Then I swallowed it.
Probably be fine, right?
It's fine. So, this black foil that I got because I had a random idea while I was still in Canada. I was like, what if I make Tenebros dice, which is still gonna happen. That's Halloween sets. Because I'm already thinking about that shit. But I have this fucking black leafing foil that I'm like, but for Marile though. But for Mamile. The amount that when I label, like when I put up the listing, that the amount that I'm tempted to put Marile, Mamile in whose things.
It's
like,
so tempting. It's such a
tempting.
good little nickname.
It's so cute. Because Manny's the fucking cute. Yeah, it is the black. I was just making sure I grabbed the right foil. Oh, I do have extra red. Oh yeah, I have that stuff. I can just use that stuff. Hell yeah, I can make 3 sets today. Let's go. What?
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 I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm so tired.
I feel that. Oh, I have so much glitter on me already.
Oh god, that sounds like a nightmare.
It's so fucking hot.
You're so fucking hot. Got him.
I'm so
But also,
sparkly.
yeah. It's very hot. It's like 79, but it was like almost 90 earlier today.
I'm so sparkly and eye-catching today. Ugh.
Ugh, what a problem.
Yeah, well, apparently there's gonna be a fucking heat wave this
Heat
weekend
wave.
too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Claire, there's probably glitter in my blood, in my, like, vocal cords. There's no way. We're
You're telling me
crafters.
there's no glitter in your
Claire,
blood.
there's no way. I'm just so sparkly and inviting.
Sparkly? Yes.
Wow! Fuck you. Fuck you, man. You know, I was gonna make Arden dice today, but you know what? That can wait.
I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like it anymore. I was gonna paint some, you know, snakeskin green, but you know what?
Ooh.
Oh, neato.
Yeah, to match his
I can't wait to
fucking
see
vest.
it.
They're gonna be cool, but you know what? Now you
Oh,
have
yeah.
to fucking wait.
Oh no. Oh darn. I guess I'll die.
Oh.
Be your fault.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. I'm glad we agreed.
I mean, you know. All right, I'm gonna put on my fucking mask. I'm gonna be Bane.
Right, we've legally established that you're responsible for my death.
Mm-hmm.
Batman. Okay. Like I said, significantly more quiet.
Yeah.
So, it's fine. It's fine.
I was born in it.
I was born
Molded
in it.
by it.
You were born in the glitter.
I was born in the
Molded by
resin. Molded by it. It's not a good thing.
Born in the resin. Molding the dice.
Glitter is the art equivalent of sand. What about actual sand?
No, okay, to quote my friend, mica powder, like the glitter, is the herpes of the crafting world.
It's true.
Everyone's gonna get it, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yup, you can't get rid of that shit.
Well done.
Okay, I'm gonna use...
Well done.
Well done.
Well fuck.
Fucking shit, y'all.
Fug.
Fug. Heckin', I know this will mean nothing to, like, any of you, but it'll mean something to crafters out there. I got a surprise package from my friends over at ArcanaCast who made the Dice Masters that I use to make the molds
From
out
your
of.
dealers?
Yeah, from my dice dealers,
From
man.
your dice supply dealers.
Yeah, man. But they sent me, what's called, like, a mold housing. So whenever I want to use, where is it? So this is, like, a lid, essentially, for molds. I need to clean it. But, so I put, like, the dice on there, and then they gave me, essentially, a housing to put around it, because this is supposed to fit the 4-inch PVC pipe that I have, but it is, like, a 1/4 inch too big.
Aww.
So, to everyone who bought, these lids, they sent out free mold housings that they designed.
Ah, nice.
So I got that as like a surprise on my doorstep today. I was like, oh my god, my boys, thank you. Yeah, they're good boys over there. I love ArcanaCast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I need to contact them anyway, be like, hey.
Such good boys.
They're good boys. We have our pretty leafing foil for Mamile.
Mamale.
Mamale. Mammalian. I saw flowers in my hecking, in my drawer. I'm like, I could just make floral dice instead.
Could.
Because I'm addicted
It'd be
to
so
it.
easy.
I'm addicted to it. I love flowers, man. I literally want to grow a garden of flowers on my patio just so I can harvest them for dice.
Have a little freaking garden just so you can steal stuff from it for dice.
Yes!
Ooh, imagine like getting like something like a full like trying to find how to like get clovers and stuff like that, like growing like all over and like searching through finding the
a
one
4-leaf clover.
Yeah, like making your own fucking 4-leaf clover, throwing it in a D20.
But you think I wouldn't?
I would love that.
You underestimate my power.
It's like, no, this will be the dice that gets me the crits. This is the crit dice.
Watch it only get ones. Because I am Hayden.
Yeah.
You cancel out you
Hayden.
cancel out the 4-leaf clover luck.
For I am Hayden, conqueror of worlds.
It's true.
For I am Hayden, destroyer of luck.
Yeah. Listen, I had to take the lucky feat. Like, I had to have any sort of chance. But then I'm also me. And sometimes you just fuck it up real bad.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it just happens that way.
Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but
these two
yeah.
gumshoes
are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. You need help, just call band down. Okay, how many of y'all have seen the Chip and Dale movie? Like the one that
I haven't
came
seen
out?
the movie. I really wanted to, but then I heard people talk about it.
Dude, okay, Brayden, Alejandro, and I watched it while she was here. And it was a good time. You just have to be there for the stupid. And if you like Roger Rabbit, it's a slightly downgraded Roger Rabbit, in my opinion. But it's really fun.
It's fun, yeah.
It's just fun. Just go in to have fun and be there for the stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Exactly.
Papa's home.
One.
Bark, bark, bark. Bark,
One.
bark, bark. Bark. Bark, bark.
Juan.
Making mommy late.
Juan.
One.
Yeah.
One.
Juan.
Want to use crow's hip, or do I want to use... Ooh, the fuchsia would actually be quite pretty. And... Ah! I thought something fell and I was like, no!
No, there's resin on my fingies. I cannot do anything.
No!
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 No. Hi.
No.
I would say no. What do you have, Bubba? What's wrong? Okay. I love you. Okay. Thank you. You can leave my coffee in the fridge, please. You can leave my coffee in the fridge, please.
I did.
Thank you. I love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Wow.
Domestic
He's like,
shit.
can I come in? There were chemicals.
What? Naked or something?
Yeah, that'll stop him.
You don't want to talk about the dice. Like, I'm
I
naked.
can't hear you. What? No, I don't fucking know. Like, what? I'm naked. Like, that matters? Okay.
You just hear on the other side, like the door, like trying to get open, like the door handle, like shaking.
Oh, I am not a babe. So I'm gonna do just like a little
God.
bit. Yeah. And then there's reason for my bullshit. And then
I don't believe you.
I know you don't.
I never did.
That's fair.
Oh, never did.
That explains so much.
Yeah.
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 Ba 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 ba. So I'm putting leafing foil into some resin first. Rescue Rangers. Tagachi and Fia would be a good time. That's funny.
Just interacting?
Yes. That's
That'd
what
be-
someone said in the chat. I'm like, I feel like he would short circuit.
Be very adorable.
Hello. Like,
Hello.
hi. You're very tall.
And you're very short.
Yup.
Who lost the sassy? Who has the sassy lost child?
Whose child is this?
Who let this sassy lost child in here?
I'm not a child.
No, my apologies. Everybody's a child, basically, compared to me.
You're really fucking old.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. You look good though.
Sorry.
Oh, well, thank you.
Very muscular.
I do my best.
I'm looking respectfully, as my relay tells me to say.
I'm looking respectfully.
I wouldn't expect any other way.
He's like, what would disrespectfully look like?
I was like, I also look respectfully. Thank you. I am also looking respectfully at you.
Aww.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Good.
Cool. Glad we got that cleared up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Indeed.
I'm gonna go boop, 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 and
Boop.
boop. Come on, Rosehip. I just worked with you yesterday. Work with me, you bitch.
Help!
Yeah.
Marley and Tag.
Tag. Oh my god.
What?
Like, hello.
Someone in the chat's like Marley and Tag
Oh.
interacting.
I heard you were a
Oh.
daddy.
Good.
I do have children. Yes. Would you like to see them? I've got a
I got
portrait.
paintings.
Oh, is that a new Marley emote?
Ooh. Did we get new
Oh,
emotes
it's so
and we didn't
majestic.
I didn't realize we had new emotes.
Oh.
Same.
know? If this goes brown, I'll cry. It looks like it's.
Do we have multiple new emotes? It looks like we do.
Oh my god.
There's a new
Diane
Theo
one.
one.
What?
There's a wrench
A
one.
Nemric.
There's a Nemric one. And a Theo one.
Alright, that is.
Logan, you
turning-
bitch! You're holding out on us.
Logan, you didn't
Right?
tell us, you sick bitch!
He was probably gonna tell us today, but then sick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Especially since one of them is a Theo, or like one of them is like, you know, a Thursday kind of thing. Like you would have probably let us know today.
My fucking baby right there.
So good. It's just so cool.
Yeah. Rescue Rangers. I like that. That Taguchi. Is he like waving? Is that what he's doing?
There's a tag one?
Yeah.
I can't tell. It looks like he's waving.
What a boy.
Logan, get in here so you can actually, like,
no, Logan, stay in bed. I will fucking kick your ass.
At least send the emotes to the official art chat.
Logan, I didn't set up your reactive just for the fact that I don't want you in here, so you rest, you dork.
I don't think he's in the chat.
Good.
So.
He's not in the chat.
Justin, listen, good. I'm saying it just in case.
Good.
Pink.
Oh, there's an Adric one. What?
Ooh.
A man's. Yeah, that looks like it's not react. Yeah, that should be fine. Rescue Rangers.
Oh my god.
The nightmare conversation.
What?
Just read a thing about it, like a lawyer's working with a client, and they're just talking about some stuff, and apparently they've just had a history in all their years of working together of just making weird jokes, and at some point they start talking about planning for his imminent demise, and he's like, oh, whatever, and he just has like a small little laugh, and then him and someone else with the client stop and like, oh, we haven't told you. And he just stops. Oh? They have to like catch him up, and they genuinely thought they were about to die.
Oh
no! They're fine. Like, it turns out they had a rare form of epilepsy that they thought was like signs of something much worse. No, they're Gucci. They're like, it's been 6 years, and the dude hasn't had a single episode since. But God, did I feel like an asshole that day.
Oh my god.
She's like, yeah, we're gonna start planning for when I bite it. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you're funny. He's like, oh no, really though.
Like, for real though.
For real though.
For real though, you're probably gonna die.
Why? What?
Gah.
I just saw the thing that Emerald posted in pictures.
Oh yeah, that's what I was laughing at.
Rachel and I are no longer dating. Mike, that's a horrible way of telling people we're married.
Listen,
Mike,
I've been very tempted to do that. So like, yeah, no, we're not engaged anymore.
That's fair.
Fortunately, our engagement has ended.
What did we do? So.
What happened? Oh, we're married.
Oh, we got married.
Michael.
A couple that I know in VR chat, I guess it's their anniversary, and they, on their anniversary, posted like, by the way, we're also married! They posted this big animation. It was really cute.
Aww.
Happy for muggies.
Boogies.
Good for them. Good for them.
Good for them. I'm so happy. Wow.
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 Much wow.
Wow.
Very kiss.
Wow.
Just saying. Sick Aaron kisses hit different.
I had someone telling me how sexy my voice is when I'm sick, and I was fucking like, yeah, well, get used to it.
Sick Aaron kisses hit different. Like that kiss right there hit different.
Stupid, sexy Aaron, sick voice. Dumb. Gah.
Don't die. No gah. Less gah.
Yeah.
Cease your gah.
More alive, please.
Cease your guying immediately.
Cease.
Gunt.
Gah into
Who's
my
no
dude.
tea?
Refuse. I'm so tired.
Did you not
Stop
sleep?
it.
Cut it out.
I'm trying.
Stop being tired.
Energy's being lost.
Tell it to stop.
Fucking Chalian is right. All of my characters, like emotes, are doing something with their right hand.
Oh shit, you're right.
That's amazing.
I don't know. Was surprised.
Surprised, like, ah, fuck.
Well,
All
beans.
my characters are right-handed. Confirmed.
I always pictured Arden being left-handed. I don't know why.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Fucking-
I don't know why
never
that's
thought
a
about it.
detail about him that I've thought about, but
It might be just
You
because
just can't get
like,
them off your mind, huh?
for
No.
some reason.
No?
For some reason, anytime I think of like a Lancer type character or anything, I think of like somebody who uses like a polearm or anything like that. I always assume that they're left-handed for some reason.
I thought you meant like the 5-man band thing.
No, not that kind of Lancer. But like I always assume that like the one like the polearm wielder, I always assume that they're left-handed. I don't know why. Like in my brain, I assume that Quintus is, even though I know that he probably isn't with how he holds his shield.
Oftentimes, people who wield polearms, if they're right-handed, they lead with their left hand, so it might feel like they're using it left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Because their left hand will be forward.
Yeah, that's what it's always kind of felt like to me. Like, I don't know why, every single time I imagine any character with a polearm, it's just like, yeah, I imagine left-handed. I don't know why.
You do? I
who
do.
knows?
Being left-handed is a pain in the ass.
Yeah. I wouldn't know, but I've heard, like, your stories and, like, other people's. I'm like, oh, that sounds like what?
Motherfuckers just... The world, like, is, you know, especially compared to the 80s and, you know, before, is better about understanding that left-handed people exist. But, like, when I was in elementary school, they did nothing to help me. It was awful. They just assumed I was, like, dyslexic or just awful at writing, and so I had to do, like, extra writing books and all this stuff and how to print, and then they skipped teaching me how to handwrite, but then expected me to do it, which was annoying.
That's stupid.
Especially given how quickly that died out.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to be left-handed in school. Like, again, like I started out writing everything with my left hand and doing everything with left hand, and then they freaking literally gave me demerits and pink slips and shit for doing left-handed stuff until I stopped.
I have left-handed family members who went to like religious schooling, and like a couple of them joked, but definitely have been like whacked on the hand with a ruler.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
They're like, stop it, and I'm like,
I can't?
How dare you be different?
So now, and then there's just everything also teaches you how to do stuff right-handed. I'm a left-handed person. The only thing I really do left-handed, though, is write. Almost everything else I will do right-handed because I've been trained so thoroughly that my brain has rewired to do most stuff right-handed.
It's so weird because like now I can't write for shit with my right hand. I have real horrible handwriting, but anytime I go to lift something up or do anything, it's with my left hand. But anytime I need to do anything precisely, it's with my right hand. So I'm like halfway ambidextrous, but in the bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you give me the right with my right hand, it will look like I am making arcane glyphs.
If you ever send me a birthday card, I want that. I want arcane glyph birthday card.
And then if I try to do like martial arts or shooting or anything left-handed, yeah, I'll just be sloppy as all hell. So no, I actually kind of want to retrain myself a bit on that because since I'm a right-handed shooter, I want my off-handed to be a little bit better at using other things.
Yeah.
You know, I never actually thought about that, Chunky. The fact that like your eyes like do anything with things like that. Like they're saying that they are right-handed but left eye dominant. It never really occurred to me that eyes really do anything with hands. So maybe also the fact that I can't see out of one of my eyes is
that's super important in shooting. You want to shoot on the side of your dominant eye, even if that's not the
what your dominant eye is?
There's like tests and stuff you can do.
I've never even heard of that before today.
I can tell you which one mine is.
Damn. I mean, yeah.
I bet it's...
Yeah, you will have an eye that you will naturally gravitate towards with. Your brain will just naturally, effectively utilize it a bit more. And so, you want to aim with that eye.
It's actually really, really funny because, whenever I was a kid, whenever I was born with bad eyesight. So like I was born with a bad right eye. So that's the reason why I had glasses whenever I was early on in my life. Like I got glasses super soon, like way sooner than like kids usually get glasses. Whenever I grew up and lost the sight out of my left eye because of head trauma and stuff like that, my right eye was actually the bad eye whenever I started off as a kid. So I'm stuck with my bad right eye, but it works, and that's all that matters because the left eye is like, fuck this, I'm out. So it's very funny.
Fuck this shit up.
Yeah.
Stop it, you bitch.
I can't.
Stop it though.
I might dip.
Cease.
So I can lay down or something.
What are you dipping?
Dippin' dots?
Dots, obviously, yeah.
You doing the dippy dots? You dipping something in some marinara?
I'm gonna dip you into a vat of acid.
Why? Why would you do something like that?
It's gonna be like the end of fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, no, I don't want.
Yeah.
No.
No, gonna happen.
No, I don't want to.
Too bad.
I don't consent.
Oh, dang it.
Well, he doesn't consent, so
Well,
I can't do it.
Bother.
Can't throw it.
Are those new molds?
Huh? These?
Scook's asking if those are new molds.
Yeah. I made these a couple weeks ago. But they are made with the new Arcanicast housing system. So basically,
They're made with love.
They are made with love. But these boys, so like they have almost like the raised, like the little raised platforms, and it's to help deal with floating faces and also to reduce sanding time, because then all of the flashing just stays on the one face and it doesn't migrate over the sides or anything. So it just it cuts down on sanding and polishing time.
Oh, big brain.
Yeah.
Big brain.
My brain
I
is
love
so
them
powerful
big brains.
that I can break this death with it.
Wow, FIFA 22 is now on Xbox Game Pass. Amazing.
Great.
Wow.
Wow.
I love games that try and get kids to gamble.
I love gambling games, because that's all it is.
Especially
What game
gambling
is it?
games involving a terrible, boring sport.
Yeah, it's FIFA 22.
Yeah, I just pissed off like half the world saying that, but whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Whatever, fight me.
Whatever. I'm sick. I'm ready to say whatever the fuck I want.
I'm ready to take everybody down with me.
Man, sports video games, like a lot of them aren't very good, and they're the same game over and over again with just updated for which players are on which teams.
Yeah.
The
changes they make the sports video games could literally just be fucking patches, and they just decide not to, and instead
it's usually minor cosmetic upgrade, and the fact that they're yearly releases, it is literally the biggest cash cow of the video game industry.
Yep.
If you want to make money, don't make an FPS, especially don't make an MMO, don't make an RPG, make a sports game, and if you can get it to sell, then you are fine. You are going to be making bank.
Yep. It's tragic, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah. Fuck the companies that also have just a monopoly on sports games too. Like EA.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
it actually sucks really bad because like early on I really liked a lot of sports games. Like I really liked a bunch of wrestling games, and I really liked a bunch of early sports games because they had like some unique features to them. Like an early WWF game that I played allowed you to have like a campaign that was almost like a roguelike, almost, where like you, as you're going through like different like events would happen to your wrestler as they're like trying to go through things. Like in one playthrough you get attacked in a garage, and it's Kane, and Kane's like, oh, I'm gonna freaking I hate you for some reason, and you're like, oh no, Kane, why? But then like you play another playthrough, and like you play one doubles match with Kane, and he's like, we're best friends forever, and it's like, oh fuck, all right.
Like, okay, sure, whatever you say, man.
And it's like, it was super cool, and like I enjoy games that have like little stories like that to them, and like there was some like baseball games and football games early on that had stuff like that, where like the campaigns were actually pretty neato. But nowadays, like I played a basketball game, and the campaign was just, hey, you're a guy wanting to play basketball, go play basketball, and like nothing happened except you played basketball as your custom character, and that's it. There was like this guy in your house, and he's like, I'm your friend from all the time that you weren't famous, and now you're famous, and that, yep.
Now we're friends.
We're still friends, and I'm like, that's it. This is the story.
Like, for sure, dude.
And it's also, like, oh, I can betray you later on if you don't come and visit me every now and then, but like that's not gonna go anywhere.
There are some sports games that like have like a story mode or whatever, and then they get like the actual players to do the lines for their character, and it's always awful every time. It's so
I mean, yeah, because like they're
not actors.
They're professional athletes, not voice actors.
Yeah,
I'm real proud of you, person.
Yeah.
Thank you for completing the task I have set out for you to achieve.
It's like, oh, just get an actor.
Just
like,
get a voice match.
The only one that I gave a hard pass for shit like that was Tony Hawk's Underground.
Yeah, that's fine.
I loved that game. I loved that game so much when I was younger.
I played a lot of Tony Hawk growing up.
It's a good time.
I don't know why, I just did.
I didn't really ever get a Tony Hawk game for my GameCube. I played Underground, and then when I got my GameCube, they gave me a copy of a game called Aggressive Inline. And it's a rollerblading game. And it tries to take itself as seriously as like a lot of the big skateboarding games and other stuff, but I have no idea who anybody is in it. And so it was just really surreal to play.
Yeah.
Really fun though. There's a lot of good music in that shit. I loved it for the music.
I only played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4, and I had a blast playing that game.
You never played Underground? You never had to do hacking like a little fucking, what was it, like a Wally off of a vending machine to get a Snickers bar to fall in a pool to make everyone think it's shit, so they cleared the pool so you could use the pool as a fucking skateboard.
There are similar things that you could do, but not specifically that. No. No, the Tony Hawk games were great. They're very good.
Very stupid games, and that's why I like them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they don't ever take themselves super seriously.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just.
I was really
excited.
A good fun time. I was really excited for the Captain Tsubasa game that came out recently, the anime soccer game that came out like a year or so ago.
Oh yeah. Cole loves those games.
I was like super like, oh man, maybe this will be the sports game that finally gets me back into sports games, and I haven't played it.
You haven't played it at all?
No, I was super excited for it initially, and then like when it came out to like 0 fanfare, so I forgot it even showed up, and then like whenever I finally remembered it, I'm like,
I'm gonna be real. As far as I'm concerned about games, I think you probably dodged a bit of a bullet. I know that I have friends who really like it. I didn't know that game was new when I was watching them play it. I thought it was like an old game that they were just really about. So at least visually, it definitely isn't something that reeks modern gameplay.
Yeah, it's whenever I was looking up some things with it, apparently they split the story into like several different stories, and like only one of them you can do your custom character in, and that one is like the worst out of all of them apparently, and like there's just a bunch of things that kind of came up, and like obviously I can't say any of that stuff for like sure because I haven't played it, but whenever you start hearing things like that, you just start going, well, maybe I'll just
finding a solution to.
Maybe I won't give this thing I'm not sure I would even like in the first place a chance anyway.
Finding a solution to the dilemma of the player, we want to make the main character the player and their character, whatever they want to name it, but not having to refer to them very fucking vaguely all the time and just play the pronoun game at the protagonist for the whole campaign. Like I really liked, even though it was kind of literally just there to say they did it. If more games could be like the robot from Fallout 4, this is one of the only fucking compliments you'll ever get Fallout 4, so fucking take it.
I'm surprised to talk about it. Shit.
There's like 600 names or something that if you name yourself that, they will actually say it in dialogue, and it sounds fluid.
I was about to say they fixed that same dilemma. I was gonna bring up Fallout 4, but you know, but like another thing that even earlier than Fallout 4, they, in my opinion, fixed that dilemma back in Fable, because like they just allowed you to pick a nickname for yourself, like out of like a list of nicknames, and then like people just started like calling you like, oh, it's the Ranger and stuff like that. And it's like, I picked that name. That's me.
Yeah, man, titles are definitely a way to go about it because it at least feels more personalized to you than silence.
Yeah.
It's a very on the nose one, I think, in a game I really want to replay, Bot and Kaitos. It's a lot of fun, but they will literally continue the dialogue and they speak as though they are to say your name, but they'll be like, what do you think? And then there'll be a 3-second pause, and then they'll continue the line because they know a name's supposed to go there, but they can't record one, and it's hilarious to read it in text.
If more games did the Fable thing and just let you pick like a name from like a large amount of like nicknames, I'd be down. Like I'd be fucking like, as long as I'm the one picking it, I don't care.
I think a big obstacle to that is often cost and budget for the game and the recording of it, because that is time in the booth.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the only reason that I'm like, I can't see more doing that unless they have a really big budget.
It's one of the only things I believe, like the use of the vocal AI that people have been pushing. I think that is possibly one of the best uses for it.
Oh yeah.
If you really wanted to do that, you could actually hire a VA, because a lot of people are terrified about like trying to nix VAs, which I don't think they will. I don't think it'll ever be that good. But hire a VA, make a voice profile for them, and then use that to fill in blanks on certain things like that. And you could use that AI to fill in, you know, 3,000 names, and you won't have to. You just pay a release to the VA for signing off the rights to that specific work.
Yeah, and like again, like the fact that it was done before, I know that it's time in the booth, obviously, right? But like that's also more work.
Yeah.
Like a lot of games nowadays can pay that, they just don't.
Yes, I mean a big problem is definitely line goes up mentality.
It's like, you know, it's something that can be fixed, but it won't because of money.
Yep. As soon as money's involved, it's gonna completely change the game.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna dip.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
Good day.
I'm losing
Don't
energy
you
so
fucking do it.
fast.
But
I'm
you'll
so
miss
sorry.
out.
Can't believe you have less energy than someone with COVID. Get fucked.
I know. It's wild.
All right, Spencer, but I guess you'll miss the panty raid.
I didn't know that episode got
Good.
banned in a lot of places.
I did. Yeah.
That
Goodbye,
doesn't surprise
everybody.
me.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I wonder why.
I can't imagine why.
Doesn't seem that problematic, right?
No, there's no problems there.
I love knowing that my favorite young cartoon characters want to go on panty raids
They're
for fun.
fucking creeps.
Sexual deviance.
There's like I was reading about trivia about that specific episode. Midlife crustacean. Also, let me mute my game. Someone decided it's slur time.
Oh no. Not slur time.
So,
I also did not know that every single fish in the whole city has an incidental number. And so, like, they literally you can identify specific fish by their numbers.
that tracks.
Huh.
It makes a lot more sense, like, when you realistically think about it, but I just never processed that in my brain.
Yeah. I'm like, when I think about it from like a production standpoint, I'm like, oh, absolutely. I'm gonna step away for 2 seconds.
Art thou feeling it now, wizard crabs? Oh yeah, they steal Mr. Krabs' mom's panties.
Yeah. We hit this place all the time.
SpongeBob.
It's so dumb. It's so bad that episode kind of lives rent free in my brain. I can probably tell you a lot about that episode in particular, just because of the fact that it came with a bunch of quotable moments like "Art thou feeling it now, Mr. Krabs" and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
it's so bad that it just will never leave my brain hole.
So I'm taking flowers out of silica gel. Some of these did well, some of them didn't. But I got pinwheel jasmines, which is Fenris's favorite flower and the one that she gave to Avi. So hopefully I have one that's at least salvageable. Because I picked a bunch.
Slackable.
Yeah. Ooh, this one looks promising, maybe. Ooh, it is. It is. I don't think she specified which one she gave to Miriam. I think it was just a purple flower. I know she gave a daisy to Lexi, if I remember right. Sunflower to fucking Quinn. I remember that, because how could I not?
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
That makes no sense.
That doesn't really fit his character, but pop off, I guess, Fenris. Go off, Fenny Boo.
If you just want to ruin this entire project, whatever, I guess.
Whatever. I guess we have to let you have input. You're part of the group. I'm kidding, I love hunters. I'm being real mean, but I love her. All these boys. I'm gonna also have.
Oh, I got more Pride undies from MeUndies.
Hell yeah!
I didn't even notice they that they were sending them out because I just have it to where they randomly choose for me every month now.
Hell yeah!
So early this month, I got Jurassic World undies.
Ooh.
So that's fun. There's little dinosaurs all over them, and then whenever I went and checked what I'm gonna get at the beginning of next month, it's gonna be Pride undies. I'm like, oh, I already have a set of those, but I'll take more.
Man, I'm out here. I'm like, hey, look, gray ones. Let's get spicy. Black ones.
As soon as this is the only reason I'm even doing this is because of Quintus.
Actually, now that I think about it, we used to have I used to have 2 pairs of boxers that was just jacked SpongeBob and Patrick from that one episode where they like go to the fucking boxing ring and fight.
Yeah,
it was just that.
The only reason I'm ever even doing this is because, like, the idea of Quintus changing his underwear to different styles of funny underwears have just made me want to buy funny underwear.
Hey,
That's really
at
sweet.
least we know he changes his underwear.
Yeah, dude.
Important.
Yeah.
He has so much. He has so many pairs, and he probably hand washes all of them. He's like, hold on, everyone. I'm gonna go and get my. Don't worry about it. Don't follow me.
Well, at least we know he's clean.
Clean star underwear is happy star underwear.
I'd question it, but.
Now to do the happy face ones.
I'd have to care in order to do that.
Yeah, I'd have to care. I don't.
These are the latest fashion over in the land away. I'll get you guys some when we go there.
Alright, I'm good.
Yeah, in Game of Thrones land.
I mean, where else did he get them?
Game of panties.
He had them before. He had them in the second episode. So he had to get them before Summergrass.
I mean, we've been out of the land away for months and months at that point.
That's true. We might have just found them in the swamp.
Also implying that if Quintus didn't want something that wasn't popular in the land away, like it wouldn't just apparate in front of him anyway.
Oh wait, I thought these came from. Man, these are really cool. And all of a sudden, there's thousands of them in stock. Hey! Convenient.
Oh, it must be nice.
Yeah, at least in his area of the kingdom, you just infer that he liked something and it would increase in stock as more people would buy it.
It would increase in stock so that he would buy it.
So that he would, but also the fact that people could then be like, Quintus Vanderbilt wears this.
Quintus Vanderbilt likes these I'll take 20! Yes, I'm what they call in the land away an influencer.
Oh, God. Influentially annoying, but okay.
Quintus the trendsetter, exactly. Oh, it's really weird. Anytime I mention something I like in front of the merchants, it just happens within a month. It's so strange.
Trendsetter Vanderbilt.
Still waiting on the horse print ones.
They're slacking, I see.
I'm just fishing in Terraria while we're doing this.
Yeah.
while we're hanging out.
Hell
And like
yeah.
I keep forgetting just how many items they added into the latest updates. I beat up a monster and it gave me a burger, and I'm just like, when was this in the game? But like, there was a big food update at one point because they added a seed into the game that like basically gave you a hunger bar. So there was a humongous food update, and I just got a burger randomly from an enemy. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll throw this in my mouth.
I guess I'll put it in my mouth. What could go wrong?
What final update is it on now?
Well, this isn't right now. The updates that they're doing, they're just adding seeds and stuff like that, and they add items to the seeds beyond. So there's not going to be any more humongous updates. We're still on Journey's End, which is I think right now at 1.4.1, and there's going to be another update coming up with some more world seeds. But that's mainly all they do is they make seeds. They make new items kind of to go with that seed, and then they just kind of don't worry about it anymore. This next one's gonna be decently large because they're adding in I think 4 different new seeds. So they're adding in like a couple of items that work with those seeds to make them work. But that's basically all they do is they make new world seeds, items to go with those world seeds. I'm really excited though because in the next one they're gonna make, we don't know for sure, but it seems like they're gonna be making a seed that is, you start in the bottom of the world and you have to go to the top, like the entire thing is upside down.
Hell yeah.
And that sounds super cool. But they have all kinds of really fun seeds in store. There's one that we're expecting to happen called the everything seed, which is gonna be all of the bad things they've ever put in a seed in one seed. So like it's gonna have a hunger bar. They're gonna make it to where if you're ever in darkness, you take damage. A bunch of stuff like that. And we're hoping for that. It's been somewhat shown that that's gonna happen. But because they make a bunch of seeds, they also make a bunch of items that go with them, and they make a bunch of updates to certain items. So we're never gonna get a humongous content patch again. But this is basically like the seeds are basically their own like little patches. And that's neat.
Yeah, that's what I was making fun of.
I don't mind, dude. Terraria is like one of the best freaking games as far as like what your dollar can get you on Steam ever. This game is like what? Still, let me go check. Like anyone can own Terraria. Like literally almost.
I'm getting the pinwheel jasmine down in the D6, and I managed to get like the bigger one in there, so it's gonna look really cool. And it works too.
Terraria is basically a $5 game right now.
Hell
like
yeah.
you can go and get Terraria for $5, and it's usually on sale for around that much. I got mine for $2. Like this game goes on sale all the time. It's normally $10, but even then for $10, this game has gotten so much love and so many updates. It's not even funny. And $10 buys you the whole thing instead of, you know, having to buy a shit ton of freaking
DLC
like that. Terraria, sponsor me.
Why?
It's literally one of those games that I can never, like, I always go back to it. I don't really ever put it down.
Yeah, it's true.
Hey Aaron, remember the time that like the wiki accidentally like hosted me?
Mm-hmm.
The Terraria wiki accidentally hosted me.
It wasn't
at
an
one
accident.
point.
It was just coincidence.
Well, incidentally, whichever one happened. And I ended up getting like a ton of people who were just like looking at the wiki, counted as viewers on my stream.
Oh yeah.
It was funny.
Making the D8 for medium. There's a cute little purple flower in there. Got the pinwheel. I only got purple flower from medium. For that boy that I do love.
Mm.
Let's see. put this one. So this is like the tiny, almost daisy. It's not quite a daisy, but like it looks a little bit like one. So I'm gonna put that in the D4. That's small. Put for Lexi. And yeah, I'm gonna do 2 pinwheel jasmines because one of them's for Miss Fanny. Let's see if I can get this baby. What's up?
Oh, one of the NPCs showed up, and she's my favorite because she's a wolf girl.
Ooh, she making you howl?
She's making me howl. That's what's going on. She's the God, what do they call her? Some kind of hunter or something like that. Anyway, but she's like a little wolf girl, and she's like one of the newest NPCs they added in, and she sells you like a bunch of stuff. And if I look in her shop right now, she has bunny ears. You can get bunny ears and tail from her if you want to. You can also get like a cat license to get a pet cat that just hangs out in your town. You can pet it.
It's like, so you want to be a furry, huh?
Cat license.
Listen, I do, but like, she's amazing. I love her to death.
Okay, that didn't work out how I wanted it. Boo.
The one that I have right now, her name is Robin, and she just sold me a leather whip.
Hot.
Do they call her mommy? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the other villages do. What the other villages do over there.
I don't know what they're into. I know what I'm into. Don't know what they're into though.
She's also one of the only villagers that doesn't mind the angler, because the angler is a foul-mouthed little shit. So I can put her in places where the angler is, and like actually get happiness.
These all die. I'm gonna pick a different flower for Fanny. We'll figure it out. Because these are hating me. But what else is fucking new? Flowers are a pain in the ass. Live. You didn't live. You're the worst. I hate you. It's a lot of shit talking to dice, but you know. All part of the job.
As you do.
As a do. Okay. So, for Vogan, she didn't, as far as I remember, she didn't specify, so I have these little spiky ones that I want to use. So,
Little spiky spikes?
Yeah, little spiky babies. You get that splice. So I'm gonna put him in there. I think she just gave like a white flower to heckin' Flux, because I know she like put a flower in his quote-unquote hair, but he was in people form because it's when everyone went to the market, and she's like, I'm gonna get flowers for my not girlfriend, who I'm then going to bang at this party behind a curtain. Don't worry about it. Get off my fucking thing. Sorry. Struggling. Flowers hate me. That works.
Flowers hate them. For one simple trick.
Some blue ones for Flux. She said white, but I have these like white and blue ones, so I was like, that gives me Flux vibes. And I can also shove a shit.
Oh, good.
No! I cry.
Oh, I just now read this, but Captain Kojo says I can't wait for when if the group gets to the land away. It's going to be really interesting to see Quintus in a place where he holds very high amounts of influence and how things changed after what went on with Miriam. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen there because I don't even know if Quintus is going to be ready for the amount of influence he holds anymore. Like he's going to be so used to like everything like that's been going on in Summergrass, and the fact that he's trying his best to not use his name anymore, that going back to the land away, he's gonna be like, but I made an oath. I don't wanna be this. I don't wanna be influential anymore.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to put away. I'm trying to become a better person and stuff.
I'm very curious how seeing him in that environment would make Avi react. I'm like not thinking too hard about it, but I'm like I'm curious if / when we get there.
I'm sure at some point we're gonna like in the ever-present realms of playing this game, we will eventually end up somewhere near the land away.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of reasons
mean,
that multiple people want to go. Avi and
at
Peter.
some point, characters we play will be there, whether or not it's the current ones.
Yeah,
that's another story. A game like this, yeah.
We've done like. It's crazy. Like it's crazy how much we're going with, and I love the fact that now every time we do the game, Logan is always like campaign 1, which you know is irrelevant at this point.
Yep. Okay, I found some. So I'm putting the sunflower light flowers in the D20. So I don't have any actual sunflowers, but you know, it's the closest I can do. Okay. My life is resin. My life is resin. Alright, I have 2 more. Okay.
I smell like
I smell like dice. Okay, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Who am I? I'm literally forgetting Fenris. I'm sorry. I love you, baby. So I'm gonna do a mix of.
It's Fenwith.
It's Fenris. I do love her.
She friendwith.
Friendwith. She is friend-shaped.
Look at this nice
I'd
friend
make
shape.
jokes, but Red's not here to fluster, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then the middle one, go make a D2. I'm gonna put orange ones in the middle for Lord Jerky. For Tiger Boy.
No. The truest member of the
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, Jerky is our leader.
I hope he's made his way home. Either that or he's stepped under living like a weird Tiger King.
You know, I want that for him. He deserves good things. I love that fucking cat.
He just made his way back to Summergrass. He's chilling with Omar.
You know what? I'm cool with that timeline as well. Heck yeah, and Avi comes back. It's like, I can go hang out with Omar. I'm bringing the tiger. I feel like Omar and this tiger need to meet.
I'm bringing the tiger.
I'm bringing the tiger. Come now. Follow the bird. Follow the birdie.
Keep your eye on the birdie.
Someday I will make jerky dice. Today is not that day. It'll probably be...
Jerky.
Huh?
I want to pet a jerky.
Me too.
My god, if I could pet a baby tiger, though.
I mean...
That's like a hard life goal. Like, hello, little big cat.
I
One day you will become far too dangerous for me to snuggle, but right now...
If you ever come visit, there's a cat that follows us around named Cowboy. I'm sure I've talked about
Cowboy?
His name is Cowboy. He's a little ginger cat.
it.
He walked the entire block with Alejandro and I the other day, and he was just stuck. He was just walking with us, and he's the neighborhood cat. He has a little GPS collar.
I love it so much.
But he's so cute, and he like snuggles, and he's just a good boy, and I'm like, Aaron needs to meet this cat.
I would love them.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let these sit for a minute, because there's always like extra air that comes up.
I'm still happy that, totally, not by coincidence, but by my sheer animal magnetism, I heckin' attracted a cat up into my room that one time. Brett was too scared to come in, and so they stared meekly at the corner of my door, peeking into my room, be like, Kitty, you need to leave. Well, I, unconscious to the world, did absolutely nothing about it. But I also resent that cat for being a giant dick.
Oh, well?
We had a cat that visited a lot. I can't remember what we named them for a while, but the cat's actual name was Luna. And basically it learned because of Carrie, that if it came, it would get food. And she started buying cat food for when it came to visit, so it learned this would be a regular thing. And it was from like 2 blocks away, so it would just come randomly walk into the basement. But one time they left the door to the upstairs open, and so it snuck up to my room, which was the first time it really kind of broke into the house. But when Luna would come visit, I'd be like, hi, kitty, and I go snuggle Luna, and they're one of those cats. It's like, you get 3 pets, then bite.
Yup. Yeah, I remember opening like a cupboard in the basement. I'm like, there's so much cat food.
Yeah, it's still there.
Oh yeah, it's super still there.
It's been vibing for like a year.
Yeah, you might want to get rid
Maybe
of that.
2 now. Yeah.
Yeah, because it would have to be more than a year, because I lived with y'all for a year.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
Lord Jerky asserting dominance, you're cute.
I feel like he could assert dominance over Rory. I think Rory doesn't stand a chance against that cat. So I'm taking the lighter to this, so then I can get rid of any extra bubbles that come to the top. And I'm trying to get these heckin' flowers to stay. They're gonna shift around because they're, you know, fabric flowers, so they will float. So, and if these end up full of bubbles, then they're a set for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it for these boys.
You know, I'm just imagining you making a set, and then like you ended up really liking them, and like you just like sit there looking around, like hoping for bubbles.
Listen.
Like, oh no, they have bubbles. Ah, darn it. I guess they stay with me.
Like just like drilling a hole in it. It's like it's
yeah. I guess they stay with me. Sigh.
Listen.
That's the thing with cat fosters.
Yeah, the first time I ever made Aviana dice, those were supposed to be for the shop. I decided to keep them for me.
Yeah, almost every single cat foster, their first foster, they're like, no, and they just keep them.
Yeah, I've thought about fostering cats. It's one of those things I'm like, if I were single, I would probably foster cats.
Yep, I've thought about it, and even when I told my sister, like, if I retire, if I ever have that possibility in my life, I want to foster cats until I die. Because I think it'd be a really, really fun old man thing to do.
That's really cute.
But, yeah, like, I would definitely have that. I would definitely keep a bunch of the cats. I would struggle with wanting to give them away. Heckin' so many people I've either heard of or I've watched channels online who talk about it. They're like, yeah, a lot of people got into it, and then they're like, I want to try it out. So we gave them these cats to foster for a while. We showed them what to do. We got them all the stuff they needed, and now they just own that cat, which is great.
It still has a home, so you know.
Yeah, they're like, they have a forever home, and it turns out they're not fosters; they're just owners.
Dice are finished. I'm gonna turn off the camera and then I'm gonna move it so I can polish dice with you guys, but I'm gonna get the pressure pot turned on.
Very it's very the fucking dad with, we don't need a dog or we don't need a cat. 3 seconds after getting it, it's just the fucking old man rolling around me like, I love you so much.
That's what happened with my grandfather that I'm living with right now. Like, he absolutely loved a dog that we had a long time ago, and she unfortunately passed away before I moved here. And he's like, I'm never getting another dog. And then I got Buddy, and he's like, no, you can't have Buddy. And I like whined super hard because I wanted him. We eventually caved in and took him in. And at first he was being very aggressively like, I don't like your dog kind of thing. And now him and Buddy are freaking so tight.
Yep.
Him and Buddy are freaking super, super tight. And like, it was the same thing with unfortunately with our cat that we recently had, that recently passed away because of bad things. He absolutely loved that cat, and like whenever the bad things happen, I went over to him like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, Papa. And he was like super sad. And then like my grandmother was like, it was my cat, and I'm like, yeah, but you didn't do anything with that cat. This cat slept with my grandfather. Like, this cat was like super tight with my grandfather. He always says that he doesn't like animals, and like, we know that actually means he doesn't like the fact that that he will outlive those animals. In a lot of cases. He just loves them. He just loves freaking animals so much.
Oh yeah, my mom got me my cat in high school behind my dad's back, which I wasn't super aware of. My mom just kind of did what she does and
your mom does things.
Busted into the country and was like, we're gonna get you a kitten. And I'm like, oh my god, that sounds amazing, because if you give me the prospect of having a kitten, I'm gonna be like, yes. But then we went to the SPCA, and there was 2 kittens, and both of them were recovering from some surgeries, and they were still viciously afraid of people. Like, one of them nearly ripped the cone off its own head trying to get away from me, and I was like, oh, okay, you be safe in that little corner there, buddy. And it's like, and then this stupid fat piece of shit cat walked up to me and looked me in the face and climbed up my chest, and I was like, well, I love you. And so I picked his stupid piece of shit ass up and was like, hey mom, I want this stupid piece of shit. And she got him for me. Oh, I fucking loved that cat. He is perfect.
I love that stupid piece of shit.
He's so dumb. He's so dumb, but that was the cutest thing he ever did. It was so adorable. And he was like a twin to my dad's cat. Like, literally, they could have been the same litter, and I wouldn't have been shocked. My dad's cat was this orange, fat, dumb piece of shit, with a big white puff on his chest. And my fat, dumb piece of shit was a black cat with a big white puff on his chest. And my dad was so mad. He was furious for like 3 days. And then he's like, oh, he does kind of look like my cat. And then he's like, oh, I fucking love this thing.
I love him now.
it devolved into, yeah, I guess we have 2 cats. No, he was a good boy, and he lived way, way long. They were super lied to us about his age, though. They told us he was 5 when we got him.
Yeah.
No. No, he passed away like 2 years ago, maybe 3. And I got him when I was 16. Ooh. I am almost 30. Like that cat would have been like pushing 20 some if that was the case. And cats can do that, but like while I was on that same visit, I usually tell people the story about Yoda, the other cat I met there. Yoda's not a dumb piece of shit. Yoda's this weird ancient like god cat because he's one of those sphinx, like hairless sphinx cats. He was so skin and bones because of his age. He was allegedly 26. And he was just this weird little mummy cat. I pet him with one finger because I was afraid I would break him, and he vibrated. Like his purring made his whole body shake. It was so cute. And his name was Yoda.
That is amazing.
But no, my fat dumb cat used to jump on my stomach, and when we got him, he was kind of chunky, and he got a bit chunkier. And so I had this like, 8-9 pound cat at least, jump on my stomach every morning. And I'm like, and I'd get mad because it was waking me up, but then I'd see this stupid thing drooling on me. I'm like, oh, I love you. And so it was a great alarm clock. Nice way to regulate my sleep schedule. Oh, God. Heck, COVID.
Ugh. I'm sorry that you're freaking super sick right now, my boy. I hope you're feeling better soon.
I mean, I felt perfect yesterday. Like my throat was fine. I like to the point that I was like, oh man, maybe I'll actually get a bit of exercise in, or like I'll do some singing. And then I laughed and I was like, Hah! I was like, oh, never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Never mind. I'm wrong. Baby Torvald, did you post them on the server? Because sometimes I usually peek into pet chat every once in a while to see everyone's cuties. Is he a fat dumb piece of shit? Because those are my favorite.
He's a tiny, sweet orange boy.
Aww.
Aww.
Gah. I mean, my back hurt a bunch the first night, and I started shivering, which made it worse. But the biggest thing that happens with COVID is that I'll cough while I'm sleeping, and the coughing will wake me up, and I'll just roll over and be like, bleh, and cough for a bit, and then fall back asleep.
Ugh. I'm glad that I haven't really had COVID since like the first couple of times that I had it, because I'm pretty sure that I had it once and then like I got it almost immediately after. Either that or I had a really bad case of the flu and then I got COVID. One or the other happened because I was sick for months. And like I'm glad that I haven't really had another return of that since then.
Oh, he's a little baby.
I
went to
slid out of Vancouver just in time. Indiana Jones that shit.
Yeah.
We got out of there real quick.
Indiana freaking Jones kicks ass, cracks his whip, finds some bones, melts some faces, he places, and then save the day.
Yeah, you tell him. Okay, I'm gonna run away for 2 seconds to go get heckin' my dice that I'm working on polishing, but I'll
Anarchy!
I know I'm the worst,
Okay.
but
Anarchy!
I'm hesitant to move my camera because it's been
Time to bust out those anarchistic tendencies, Aaron.
I know.
Fuck the police!
Oh fuck! Oh, brr.
So what are we gonna do with our anarchy, boys?
Gah.
Well, you heard him. Guh.
Guh. Guh.
Guh.
Guh. Guh. Guh. Guh. Guh.
I'm trying to remember the
The
fucking-
treehouse. Oh no, then where are they gonna live?
Guh. Guh. Guh.
I'm trying to
Not
remember.
the treehouse. Don't do it. It cute.
Looking for a more tame anarchy here.
Yeah, we're looking for like minor anarchy. It's not cool to burn down someone else's house, guys.
Oh, that's what it was. Anarchy that I run. You people all have to learn. This world is going to burn. Burn. Yeah, it's H-O-R-R. Yeah, thank you. Burn. Fucking love that movie.
Love Dr. Horrible. Stretch. I'm having my tum is rumbling right now. Like it's not hungry rumble, but like it's like whenever I turn a certain way, it hurts because of my freaking stomach lining issues. So like I've been sitting up I'm ignoring it as much as I can because I want to get through the end of this. But man, is it fucking is it like
Do you have antacids?
I do. I'm not supposed to take them all the time, and I already took some earlier today. So like that's why I'm not taking any right now. But this whole thing happened because like last year, or like maybe even further than that now, I don't know. I slipped on the ice, and I think you guys were around. I slipped on the ice outside and like basically destroyed one of my legs. And I ended up taking a ton of painkillers for it, and I didn't realize that that destroys your stomach, and I did it a lot, and it destroyed my stomach.
I bet that's where mine started too. I have really bad acid reflux. And the more I think about it, because you bring that up, I'm like, it's probably when I had to mix Advil and Tylenol, because my dentist was like, yeah, for the first dentist was like, we're gonna give you surgery, and it's gonna be $1 million kajillion, and I was, I was like 21, 22, and I was like, I can't afford that. And so I just didn't do it, which is a smart move, everybody. A real big brain plan from fucking Aaron. Maybe if I ignore it, it'll go away. So by the time I got into school with Logan and them, I had one of my wisdom teeth was so bad that I literally had a couple nights where I was gargling whiskey to kill the nerves in my mouth so it didn't hurt so god dang bad. It was awful, and by the end of it, I made it through college. I survived somehow, still not fixing it. And then it got so bad when we moved here that I finally went to a new dentist, and I was talking to them, and they're like, yeah, that's awful and must hurt a lot. I'm like, yeah. And I was like, I will give you any amount of money you ask for to make this go away. And they were like, yeah, a couple $100 and we can do it today. And I was like, I fucking love you. It was great. It was not $1 million kajillion several $1,000 surgery, see a specialist. It was, yeah, we got pliers and painkillers.
We can do this today.
oh god, it was the best. I need to schedule a visit to the dentist again because I never want to go through that kind of pain again. And like, I didn't get it, but there's a story I learned of recently, which I think puts it into perspective of how bad it could have got for me, and I'm happy it didn't. There's a specific kind of cavity you can get that can cause, like, effectively a little air bubble to appear in your teeth. It's not super painful. It's something you can kind of ignore. And a guy did that. He's like, it's fine. And he decided he was gonna go on like I think it was like a 2-week or I think it was a 2-week expedition up in like the northern Yukon by himself. And he was, I think he was driven up, might have been flown up, but he was taken out. He's left, and he's like, yeah, I'm good. I'll see you here at this exact time in a couple weeks. And they're like, sweet. Basically, like an hour or two after his transport left, there's no way to contact them to get them to come back. The difference in temperature outside made that tooth explode.
Oh.
Oh no.
And he didn't survive. He ended up taking his own life rather than stay in that pain.
Holy shit.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was there for a week, just having to deal with that. No painkillers, no nothing, and when they found him at the end, yeah, he just couldn't handle it. And I think that's nightmarish. But yeah, I've only had whiteout pain twice. One was the tooth, and the other was the time a tree fell on my head.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That would do it.
The only time I've like had like whiteout pain is when I'm like getting tattooed. But
yeah,
it depends where I'm getting tattooed.
I got knocked out by the tree, but I remember everything going white for a second, and I thought I just popped back up. I was wrong.
Like
I was immediately informed that I was actually on the ground for like a minute or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There have been several occurrences where just absolute fucking pain, and then like I just am out for like a minute, and I get back, I'm just fuck, like again, like I completely understand the idea that you think that you might have fucked over your stomach with the Advil Tylenol thing, because I didn't even know that was a possibility whenever I slipped on the ice those years ago. Like it was so bad though for like so long. I'm like, they're like, just take it whenever you feel pain. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
Well, I'm in constant pain, so
yeah. I'll chug the entire bottle.
Some of the advice, like I was happy when I was talking to the dentist, and it wasn't the first one, but the second one, that while they were making me wait for another thing, they're like, you can take them together if the pain is too severe.
Yeah.
But they at least warned me. They're like, yeah, don't do it a lot because your tummy needs to exist.
Yeah, basically, I guess they considered it a common sense thing for me. I don't know. Like, a lot of people just were told me, like, you're not supposed to have all that. I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't know I was supposed to not have. They told me to take it whenever I'm in pain.
But yeah, because for a while now, Logan and I, like, a little joke every time when I'm just getting fucked up by acid reflux. He's like, why you? Why not me? Because it's true. If anyone in the house should have acid reflux,
Logan.
It's Captain Ghost Pepper over there.
Captain Capsaicin, man.
The heckin' Carolina Reaper Captain.
It's true.
Like, what if I put Satan's blood in my stew?
Listen, I get that though. I fucking love spicy shit too.
I like spicy food, but maybe I also downplay how good I am with it. Logan tells me I'm better than I put out, but I consider myself a wimp in terms of spicy food. Like I can have pretty spicy stuff. His ass out here, he's like, no, I want a raging inferno. He's the kind of person, like, I read a story about someone talking about going to an Indian food place, and they're like, I want it spicy. They're like, how spicy do you want it? And they're like, I want you to make me regret being born. Like, that's the kind of spice levels this motherfucker goes for. Talking about his off-the-menu options with a noodle place and shit. I'm like, bruh.
Nicola says if my nose isn't bleeding, it's not hot enough.
I used to be such a little bitch with spice. Like when like my family and I would go to Thailand, I'd be like, I'll put like a little zesting of like chili peppers, just a little bit, just a little bit on my pad thai, because when I was like 9, that was the only Thai food I wanted. I was like, no, noodles. I'm a tiny fat kid. Give me pasta. But now I'm like, how many chili peppers can I put in here? Yeah, I'm nowhere near Logan's level, cause no, I choose life. But I
was gonna say, like, red pepper flakes at this point is almost a default. Like, whenever I'm looking at a lot of foods, it's like that's the normal. What do I want to add more to? And if I want to add
what
more
I hated was like the few times I've tried some of the super spicy pepper stuff. Usually, before that creeping, painful heat kicks in, it tastes really good.
Yeah.
I'm like, this has a lovely flavor, and then fire. And then I quickly forget about how good it tastes because it hurts.
Peppers, like, developed themselves to not be eaten, and we're like, but what if we did
fucking dumbass humans were like,
it's actually half true. Yeah. They were developed to be eaten specifically by birds. Because we have crunchy, grindy teeth like cows. And those will destroy the seed, and they don't want that, so they don't want us eating them. They want stupid birds who are just like, they just throat goat that shit down, and they just dump seeds everywhere.
Yeah.
But then we, dumb monkeys with shoes, were like, what if we took these painful things and we genetically engineered them to be as awful as possible? And someone's like, I love this. And then it became a cultural thing. It became like just a thing everyone does. We're like, yeah, no, burn my face, please.
Dude, I really want to. I'm probably gonna do it for my birthday, because my birthday is in a little bit. I'm probably gonna like make some cheesy chicken and like with the bow tie pasta, and I'm probably just gonna dump a ton of freaking spicy stuff in it, just so no one in my house eats it but me.
Hell yeah, dude. We're trying to be real healthy, and I'm helping Alejandro with the diet, and I'm also real proud of him. He cooked chicken, and I'm real proud of him. He like never cooks, and I was like, no, just put it in the pan with some salt and pepper, with some oil, and you're fine. But we're trying to be real good, because our friend Xander's like, no, just have like a chicken breast or chicken thigh with like half a baked potato and like steamed veggies, and like to help like Alejandro lose weight. So I'm trying to do it with him, but you just said pasta. And now I really want pasta, but I was bad yesterday. I'm giving myself one bad meal a week, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have Panda Express because I'm streaming, and I want like cozy food because we're streaming a sad game. But no,
that's always how it kind of is for me. Anytime I'm about to do a stream, like I'm like, I need to order food for this so I can give myself energy. I complain to myself whenever there's no way that that's true. Like I could get through it with just like a couple of PB&J or whatever, but instead it's like, no, I'm working. I need work food.
Tax deductible.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've started keeping track. Doing my taxes next year is gonna be a bitch, but I'm like, I've been keeping track of like which meals I order, like on stream days. I'm like, all right. If I'm polishing dice, I'm like, can I get away with this? Because I'm technically working. But it's also like 3 in the morning sometimes when I'm polishing dice because I'm a goblin person.
Yeah, that's just, working late hours.
I guess.
Not your fault. Your boss isn't paying you overtime.
Yeah, you're your boss on that point. Just like the fucking these are my hours.
Explaining my businesses to my accountant next year is gonna be real fun.
Yep.
I'm like, well, because there's gonna be even more, and I'm like, well, shoot me.
I had to email my accountant about selling stuff on Steam, whether or not I had to report it as income.
Selling stuff on Steam?
Yeah.
Well, like what?
Yeah, like I have a knife in CS:GO that's worth about $1,800.
Oh damn.
And so, especially with the headset on my VR about to go, I'm really tempted to just throw that up on the market. and just get an index.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
dude!
but, like, do I have
I
to
fucking
report
love my
those?
index. I haven't used it in a while, but I fucking loved it whenever I did. Just the fact that I could that I got prescription lenses for it, and it just like made it 1000% better whenever I was using it. And then my house got flooded with dogs, and I worry that I'm gonna trip over them and kill them. So I haven't used it in a while. But like, I fucking loved the index like more than the other set that I was using before then.
Just reminded me I need to text my friend Tina and give her my materials and outline for my model for VR chat. I need to do that. I keep forgetting. So I can come hang out with people, I guess. Whatever. I don't like my friends. I'm not doing this because I like my friends. Meh.
I really want to get my full body tracking.
Hell yeah.
I'm so upset. I would have had it a long time ago, but my Vive controllers broke, so I needed to get new ones. And at that point, I was like, well, I should get index controllers, because why not?
I want to get like little slippers to put my feet trackers on, because for some reason they just will not stay on my legs. So like some people are like, oh well, we stitched ours into like some house slippers. I'm like, oh, that's fucking amazing.
Smart.
Yeah, some people get like a pair of cheap shoes or slippers or something to wear while they do it. I have a pair in the corner of my room that I'm probably gonna use for that. With I'm not gonna stitch them in. I'm just gonna get the track strap plus and just put them on. But yeah, why not?
I totally want to get like a pair of like some comfy house shoes and just permanently attach them to them so that I can just do that. Especially now that like Dante is old enough to stay out from under my feet.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't a lot of the time. A lot of the time he jumps up and hits the back of my leg because he wants me to go faster.
Oh, go faster,
like,
daddy.
He doesn't get under my feet anymore, so I don't have to worry too much about him anymore. So I'm
He's been stepped on enough times to realize it's a bad course of action.
Dude, I tried so hard to never step on this dog, but he actively got under my feet so much whenever he was growing up, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, Dante.
It's like, this is
like,
on you. I'm sorry.
Fuck around and
Because,
find
like,
out, Dante.
The worst part is that I'm in this basement, so like beneath me is the foundation of the home. So like I worry that he's gonna get really hurt for things like that.
Yeah.
And like pretty soon I'm gonna be moving up to a building potentially behind our house, and that'll be a lot better for him because there's gonna actually be a floor that
like
can give somewhat of a give. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's gonna be somewhat, if not a little bit better for things like that. But that's not anytime soon. That's I was planning on moving to a house earlier this year, but that fell through because the landlady's freaking weird.
What's
so
the prospect
now
of a house like?
Well, it was gonna be like a small it was gonna be like a what do they call the duplexes kind of thing?
Yeah.
It was gonna be like a small duplex kind of thing for me and my mom. But that ended up not being able to fall through. So now we're just talking about fixing up this building behind our house right now that my uncle used to live in. But like the stairs are basically rotted, so like we have to get new stairs to get up there. The house itself needs to be cleaned out because nobody's lived there in over like 2 or 3 years, maybe even longer. And a bunch of stuff needs to be just taken out and like updated a lot. But once we get that done, that'll be a fucking neato place to be, because then I can just like open the door and have like Dante and Buddy just do what they want. It's like, you guys want to go outside? Get out, just go. Because like they'll just go to the backyard and that'll be fun. Because right now it's like I have to take them all the way upstairs. I have to worry about them because like people walk by and deliver stuff all the time, and they're not usually that bad with it. But there has been one case where a person came into our home who didn't have like a box or anything on him. He just like nobody was outside except for Buddy. So like he didn't look at the beware of dog sign. He didn't like look at anything like that, and he just kind of strutted up like without like anything, and Buddy was about to tear him up. My little tiny Buddy was about to tear this man's up.
He's like, I'm coming for you.
I had to run outside.
Oh,
Be
no.
like, buddy.
Yeah.
When I was in South Van, when I first moved to the city, it was my first place on my own. Basically, it was literally the first place I was fully paying for out of pocket, by myself with a guy I didn't really know as a roommate. And I think this is a bit after he moved out, but I was just chilling, and I heard screaming in my garage, because that's how I got in, was through like the landlord's garage area. It's a small little incline. And I open it, and I believe she's an Indian girl, basically hops into my house. I was like, what the fuck? And there's this big fucking dog just losing its mind. And I was basically getting ready to just duke it out with this doggo. And this little kid runs up and grabs it, looks at her, and he's like, it's 'cause you ran.
Oh no.
Children are precious.
I love children. I can't wait to make them, but my god.
And that's the end of that conversation.
You're like, and?
Yeah, for a
Hayden,
bit I
it's
thought
always-
she was like about to get murdered, but it's just a doggo.
Hayden, it's always neat to hear you talk about wanting kids, because like so many of my friends are like, never in my fucking life, I'd never want to touch them, never want to be near them, never want to have anything to do with them. But then like it's always refreshing to be like, oh, I can't wait one day to have little rugrats.
Nah, we're gonna have babies, and they're either gonna be real fucking weird, because they're mine and Alejandro's children. They're gonna either be weird, or what we've convinced ourselves of, they're gonna be such fucking normies. They're gonna be so normal. They're gonna like sports, and they might like video games.
Don't tell me about your video game stuff, all right? I'm trying to get ready for this. I'm trying to get ready for the Super Bowl.
I know listen, our children, and we're gonna have to pawn them off to Uncle Anwar because he likes sports, and be like, what do I do? What do I do with them? Because I don't know. I don't sports
communicate
ball.
with our normie ass kids.
What even is a triple play anyway?
I can't remember. I think I was talking to Brayden about it. I was like, listen, I'm gonna have to sit down with my children and be like, hey, I will drive you to practice. I will come to all of your games, and I will support the shit out of you.
Will not pretend to understand.
But I will never
I will
understand
never
what you do.
understand.
Come on, get out of here. I'm trying to play.
I
I'm trying to play
refuse.
FIFA 35.
You're gonna be
To make an
hour to like adults trying to figure out what like content creation and games are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I posted this
Yeah.
meme last night, and I fucking adore it. It is the single most relatable meme I've seen in years. Where is it? It's in pictures and videos, I think.
Let's see.
Yeah. It's a picture of a guy in a movie. I think is that Magneto from fucking
Oh,
the
yeah.
X-Men? But yeah, just my parents watching my Morrow and Let's Plays trying to understand what my job is. I have shown my family explicitly what I do and tried to explain it in as simple terms as possible. They have no idea what I do.
It is mostly the same here, yeah.
It took my mom so long to like get it. I had to sit them down. They're like, "Wait, you make funny voices." I'm like, "Okay, I'm an actor. I'm gonna show you this documentary called I Know That Voice," and that clicked it for them. Then they understood. Do they understand the YouTube thing? Not quite. They're like, "Cool, you make videos." But I'm like, "Nah, okay, I don't know how else to explain it to you," but thankfully
Yeah.
my mom's pretty cool with it. My therapist saw my like my dice making streams and stuff like that. Like, she found me on YouTube. She's like, "I don't understand Twitch. I don't get it, but I looked you up on YouTube, and that's really fucking cool." I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm glad you kind of at least have a grasp." She's like, "I'm not gonna watch your D&d stuff, though. That's a lot." I was like, "I'm not gonna ask you to do that." I ask nobody to do that.
I would never ask you to talk to my other therapist. Heckin', yeah, I mean, a lot of these are like kind of the boomerisms that, you know, they don't understand how the internet can make money, which is usually where they get confused. They're like, I don't understand how this translates to you having a job.
I literally just went over to see if my mom was awake, and she was not, unfortunately. But then Dante woke her up, and I'm like, "Oh, sorry, Mom, I didn't mean to wake you up. I was gonna call you in and be like, hey, do you know what I do?" And she's like, "No, computer stuff or something." Like, okay, bye.
Like, okay, bye. Mwah. Heckin'. No, first explaining to my mother like how I made money like online. I was like, well, you can make AdSense, and here's how that works. And then on Twitch, people can donate, they can subscribe, and here's how that works. And here's how, like, commissioning me works. Like, I used to do this, now I do this. And this was, like, before I changed over to Ko-fi. And she's like, oh, okay, that's cool. That makes sense. Like, cool, I'm glad you've understood.
Well, I'm just happy that for the longest time she had Quintus as like the back of her phone.
Oh, that's cute.
she had the Quintus phone thing from Redbubble for the longest time, and I thought that was cute.
That's adorable. I remember showing my mom Aviana because I was so excited. I was like, Mom, I'm playing D&D and this is my character. And the first thing she said, she's like, she has very large boobs. I'm like, I mean, yeah. I was like, for the record, the initial sketch had them bigger. This is them shrunk. So,
they were biggened before.
They were larger. To quote myself, they were Tsunade boob. Getting the initial sketch back, I'm like, so, less boob.
Less boob,
tid, please.
Less tiddy, but he's like, no, she's cool. My mom really likes Fio. She thinks Fiodula is really cute, which is
I don't think
accurate.
that my mom is really attached to any of my other ones. Like, she really liked Quintus for a bit, and like she had to change phones, and I couldn't find her phone on the Redbubble thing of how many phone backs you could have.
Oh,
so she was sad that she had to change phones. But like whenever I show her the other characters I do, she doesn't really throw herself at those more than she had Quintus. She's like, that's the first one that she knew that I did. And she's like, he's awesome. I'm like, I know.
My God, the fucking asterisk I would need to add if I were to ever show my family Miriam. Ever. My family,
my God, right.
in the interior is super religious. They're like, you're playing a Dano! They would lose their fucking minds. And what's hilarious is that I could show them my objectively worse of a person character, Lancer, and they'd be like, oh, he's like a knight. He's a good guy. Like, he openly said he would kill children.
Well, at least he's not a demon.
He's not one of them devils.
I bought some 3 magnets. I bought a Geno, Kyra, and an Omar one to put on my fridge down here. And heckin', when they arrived, I showed them to my mom, and she's like, I like this one. And she's like, points to the Omar one. I like his hair.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Omar.
Every time, good job, baby. I hope you're winning. He's playing some Sonic game. It was like the Sonic Origins or whatever the fuck that dropped. But, yeah. But heckin', every time I talk about Omar, because I do frequently to Alejandro, he's like, okay, remind me who. I was like, the cute blue one with the feathers that Eric plays. Is like, oh yeah, the one with the braid. I was like, yeah, I love him. I unapologetically just love that character. He's so charming. I'm like, I love all the characters you play, but I'm like, if I had to pick a favorite, I think it's Omar. I love him. But maybe because he's the first one I interacted with, so he's just solidified in my brain space.
This is a special place.
Yeah.
He's got the Chatsuma's claws.
Yeah. Love him.
I'm amazed to see that people even remember him, honestly.
He lives rent-free in my brain. And
Chatsumas?
No,
they're still talking about Omar.
No,
Yeah,
I was like,
let's
no.
talk about Chatsumas.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, my boy. I'm polishing dice, okay? There's only so much space in my brain. I also don't know who that is, so I'm gonna sit here and sip my cold brew.
They were some rocks.
they were a pile of metal and fire.
Okay.
Basically.
They were great.
I'm gonna.
It's a lot
They
like
had
the
no
bread
personality.
wolves.
It's the bread. It's basically just the bread wolves. Like I got
okay.
to control a creature.
Oh, okay, neat.
Yeah,
That's all
and
I
because there was a person controlling it at that point, it got ascribed with a lot, especially back then in the slightly more ridiculous days of Nat19.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many of my summons got other people to play them.
I mean, it was honestly kind of a smart move on Logan's part, because
yeah,
hacking trying to organically run summon like NPCs in the background of a fight that you're already spinning plates for other stuff on is doable, but it's a pain in the butt, especially if you summon a lot. So like having someone be like, "Hey, you Jaeger these wolves, make them bite things real good."
You're like, okay.
Back when I had balls to be like, "Hey Logan, can I control this thing?"
Yep, making the DM's job easier is always a good thing.
I miss Stonewalker. She was fun. I want to play a druid again
It's
one
fine.
day.
Just die as Elijah and bring her back.
No.
Oh, not Fuzzy Bloomo. So they were like half.
All I'm saying is there's a
right?
solution in front of you.
There was because we were doing like face claimy stuff and things back then. Like I couldn't really find a great Furbolg back then for what I wanted to mess around with. So we ended up going with looking like an elfie girl. So we ended up going, oh, it's like
a half,
right? Furbolg. Yeah, they're like a half Furbolg. But they just had all the Furbolg stuff. Like it wasn't like they didn't gain other
statistically they were a
have.
Furbolg.
Yeah, they were still just a Furbolg. But like whenever Logan told me about like the different Furbolg stuff and like what they did, I'm like, oh, it kind of makes sense that she's a half Furbolg then, because a lot of like what he was telling me was like, oh, they freaking they're like around elves and elves kind of use them for things. I'm like, oh yeah, let's fucking go. And they just like it for some reason.
Apparently stream's getting choppy, and I'm gonna assume it's because Husband Boy is also streaming and I'm not wired in because our wire got fucked. So,
well, luckily we're recording, but you know.
Yeah, we're recording, so it won't affect that. But I apologize for the choppiness. Hopefully it will clear up. If not, I'll say goodbye.
Well, if not, I guess we'll have to murder Alejandro.
Say goodbye to Alejandro. Kill him.
Alejandro! Yeah, that hacked my stream the other day. Because I was trying to make dice and then just nothing was working. I was like,
Is there no way you can wire yourself in?
The way that our house is set up, not right now. I need a new extender. Our extender got borked. Let's see. Yeah, no, the extender got borked, and he's using the Ethernet cable that I was using on, I think, his Xbox, I think. So I can't use it anyway until we get a new extender. So he gets to be wired in, and I'm just like, well, Wi-Fi!
How long do you think it would take for something like that to get fixed? Like it doesn't.
I just need to order one, and I haven't.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it should be humongo problem.
No.
Especially if you're like especially if you're paying for internet that's good enough to be able to have two people streaming, you should probably try to wire yourself in at some point.
I used to be wired in, but then the extender borked, and we only just found out that was the issue.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay, I'm currently on the part of Vestige with the highest standards, doing the party split and Vogan's test, 2's down the drow. Aw. Man. What a good part. That was special. I think like
you're gonna follow them 69ers doing their 69er thing.
Yeah, fuck you guys stealing 69er and 19 on the 19. I was so mad. I was sitting downstairs like making dice, being salty about it. I was like, whatever. You guys are having good shit, and I'm excited that you're having a good game, but fuck you. And then we got the heat wave, so I almost passed out that first game. I was like, I had ice packs all over me, and I was like,
Yeah, they bongoed a door open, and we had painful drama and intrigue, and we got to meet the middleman.
Yeah. Avi died.
I think as far as plot is concerned, you guys had the more plotty adventure.
Yeah.
But like we got to have a freaking song battle, and that was fun.
It's true.
We had to have a neato song battle and further
without
character story.
Without getting into spoiler territory, I distinctly remember hearing a thing from Logan about Vogan and some water. And I think that's very funny.
Of course, because you're there, we're not going to talk about a lot of these things, but man, those are some great arcs.
I'm still proud of myself for stupiding a flump into existence.
Yeah. That made me happy.
It went nowhere and accomplished nothing, but I'm happy about it.
But it's there.
But it's there and I love it. Heckin', I'm pretty sure, like, after, like, you'd mentioned that and we, like, talked about it, like, a little bit, I had, like, written in, like, Avi's journal about it. So there is an entry somewhere about a flump. I think it's like, they're neat. I think that's about, like, the long and the short of it is that she thought they were cool and then left it at that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of, like, little just small things that I, like, write in her journals. There's, like, just little things. It's like, huh, that was weird. Whatever.
I'd be curious to see what the fucking, the Suicide Squawk entries were like.
I can go back and I'll tell you some of them if I can, like, go back and find them. Cause she had a lot on her mind during that section. Actually, no, I can just go in my Google Doc, cause I have everything in the Google Doc. Cause I was just taking them for myself, and then Logan's like, "But I want to read them," so I was like, "Well, I'll keep these updated." I'm like, I doubt you've read these in a hot minute, but
I need to make a character that does that one of these days.
Yeah,
it's super fun. Like I hadn't done it before Nimric, and one of the worst parts about the latest couple of things, I won't talk much about it around, is just like the fact that I
when you lose it, you can delete the files.
Yeah, it's just like, oh no.
Mark them as such.
Yeah, that's something that I'm like terrified to like lose that journal as Avi, because I'm like, no.
Don't have what happened to me, not specifying happen.
I almost did.
Oh yeah.
And then wrench fireball.
we frequently ride the lightning.
Yep. Listen, Avi can't ride lightning anymore, okay? She's now vulnerable to it because of the changeover. Bright things scary.
You're vulnerable to radiant and lightning?
Yeah, man, because that's...
You are weak to Miriam.
Yeah, I, Hayden, am indeed weak to Miriam. Avi weak to Miriam for different reasons, for magic reasons. Yeah, no, she is weak to Miriam, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, he does. Those are like his 3 damage types are necrotic, thunder, lightning, and radiant. I said 3 and then I said 4 things, but let's just not stay there.
I wasn't paying enough attention, so you know what? In my mind, it's 3.
I included thunder because of 2 attacks he has, but it's negligible.
That's fine.
Honestly, I might change out Thunder Wave. I don't use it that much anymore. But it is also really fun to yell Thunder Wave.
Just make a new spell and call it Thunder Wave.
It's like a charm spell.
Miriam's Thunder Wave.
It's a completely different spell, but it's still called Thunder Wave.
It's a completely different spell. It's not a wave, and it doesn't do thunder damage.
Lucius is Thunder Wave.
Now, I already know my next 2 spells. I'm not going to switch any, but I'm probably going to take a fun spell, and then I'm taking the obvious spell that I've talked about since level 1.
Yeah. I was like, what? Oh, yeah. I know.
It's gonna be so fucking good.
I'm so excited for whatever you come up with. Cause you're a creative bitch.
Oh shit.
Oh, the Mithril Dragon, dude. Yes.
Oh, fuck that thing.
Dude, okay, fuck that thing, but also...
It was cool,
that was
but fuck that thing.
Fuck that thing, but also it was my first dragon in Dungeons & Dragons, so I was very excited.
It's true. I think... Was it mine too? I think it might have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we talked about that. But yeah, no, I was really excited about that. And then Avi's like, and Horn, thank you. Happy birth to me.
Doot doot.
My first time fighting a dragon, I guess. Because I guess I technically talked to one before.
Yeah, I was like, we've all technically talked to dragons in Vestige. But like...
Well, yeah.
But heckin', no, that was my first like dragon fight, and I was like, just fucking fire, man.
I can't wait to fight an ancient black dragon eventually. That'll be fun.
Listen, we're gonna have to.
Possibly. I don't know.
Who knows?
There's one looking for you.
It's looking for a box.
I mean, is it still looking for us?
Looking for a box.
Yeah, I
These guys
didn't know
probably
what you
won't end
do.
up fighting a black dragon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just let me...
It just wants a box.
At least let me hit level 8, please, Aaron. Okay,
What?
I just need...
Are you guys saying a party of level 7 adventurers can't take a stronger than normal ancient black dragon?
Yes.
No, but maybe a party of level 8 can, so make us level 8.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I have nothing to say, just listen.
I enjoy
Everything
listening
will
to
be
you,
fine.
so...
Everything will be fine once I find my thing, alright? Once I find my thing, everything will be fine.
Uh-huh. For sure.
For sure.
For sure.
We can take on as many dragons as you want.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Sure. Inner peace. Inner peace.
I've had that fucking stat block for so dang long, and I got so invested so early on with it. I don't know when, but he's just exists now, and so someone in one of my campaigns is gonna deal with that.
Eventually.
He is a problem. Cool, I got to give him some more lore though.
On a black dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. It was.
He finally got to you know who he works with now.
Look, one day I'll just talk to Izzy and be like, "Hey Izzy, can I play Monty?"
Monty doesn't have to be there for it.
It's true.
He doesn't have to be there. But
I mean, I remember that a long time ago someone made a post where they were really upset that there was a possibility that Monty might not be there for it because Monty had such a personal connection to that villain. But the logical response is thousands of people surely have a very personal connection to that villain. He annihilated a town. Like, it's all gone. And then he did awful stuff to people. And some of them lived, and many of them didn't.
I wasn't saying it like a thing of like, he has to be there. I was
No,
more just
not
saying,
at
like,
all.
I don't have really anybody who has a humongous connection to him. So like I could fucking pull up the reins if I wanted to.
Besides, even then, you could also pull the fucking Thanos and just be like, I don't even know who you are.
I'm after you, dragon. I know what you did, maybe.
It's like the Strahd party has an indirect connection to it at this point because they know Monty and Ashley.
I don't know if I ever like Ashley was so fun to play. I don't know if I ever really want to go back to playing Ashley, even though she was extremely fun to play. Like it just feels like a lot of stuff she was doing is kind of done, you know.
That's super fair.
Yeah.
Biggest thing Ashley had to deal with was the patron. That's about it.
Yeah, I love Ashley to death. But like it feels like her stuff after she notices that, hey, getting your wish probably didn't end all of the weird cosmic horror stuff in your brain, you big dumb. Like, I feel like she's probably just like, oh, well, I don't know what to do now. I don't know I'll go and take care of that, I guess. Like, the big thing is her wanting to get those voices out of her head, and obviously that'd be fun to like go into a little bit more. But like, at the same time, you know, people have to live with their demons, right? Especially if they're like weird eldritch horror things screeching in your brain. You just have to live with that. We stan
an eldritch
Especially if I don't
trans
want to play
queen.
them.
Well, it's like I wouldn't mind playing Ashley again. I just don't have like a humongo need to.
That's
like
fair.
a humongo like want or need to. I feel like, especially again with a Leaf as well. Like once we took care of her boy, it's like, you know, there wasn't a ton that I like was sitting there like, I kind of did the thing that I set out to do. And now it's hard for me to think of other things to go down with it. And again, a lot of people probably have like other things that they would like maybe like the end of one story is the beginning of another, and I completely get that. But like, you know, it's just like, Leaf, why are you hanging around putting yourself in danger now whenever you know that things are fine? And she's like, I don't know, man, I'll just stay here. This seems like a fun place for me to be. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's bring Casper in.
Honestly, yeah.
And at least with Casper, I don't think that once he's done getting his thing, that's the start of everything for him. Once he gets what he wants, that is the absolute start of everything. Because his whole thing is like, I need to make a story. So I feel like I'm gonna play Casper for a while unless he dies.
It's like, unless he bites it. Yeah, I feel like he's so just kind of looking to make something of himself. And he's got a very, I need to prove myself energy to him that I'm really about. I
super loved just getting the freaking pipe. It's just, I know it was stupid, and I know that it wasn't like a big feat or anything, but he was so proud. I got it.
I forgot about your guys' like back and forth about it. So you're like, is it there? My brain is like, what? I mean, it would be. And I was like, oh, right. As you smugly grab the pipe.
Because in the beginning, it was a big thing. It's like, this is your test, Casper. He's like, oh, all right.
Test passed.
So fucking good. Also, I realized my stream, because I have a wonderful husband who is also streaming. My stream is now like that really sexy 5 minutes behind. So
good.
Chat's,
oh boy,
I'd rather die. So hate my internet. Spectrum can eat my butt.
Again, what I love is that in the Global Internet Index, America does better than Canada, but it's kind of a lie, because while you can get better internet than a Canadian in America, generally speaking, especially if you're in one of the population centers, one of the biggest issues is that oftentimes that's not the case, especially if you're outside of that population center. But even inside, they piecemeal it all so deeply that if you want really, really good internet, you really got to pay for it.
Yep.
And even then, you don't get great internet.
We're already paying out the ass for our internet. And I'm mad. I'm mad. It's fine.
It's not entirely just the internet, but like I pay for the whole Spectrum bill, which is internet, phone, cable, everything like that, and it's almost $300 a lot of the time.
Yeah.
US too, but yeah, like I've had people like, you pay 150 for internet? Yeah, roughly, like on and off. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. But that's our kind of baseline, and it's pretty dang good. And we've never really had an issue. It's consistently pretty solid.
Yeah. Some of the best internet I've had is when I was living with y'all.
Yeah.
And I was just Wi-Fi-ing it in the basement.
I just don't understand like why my net does what it does half the time, and like whenever I talk to them, they're just like, oh yeah, it's this issue, we fixed it. I'm like, okay, cool. And then it's like, oh no, well now it's this issue and we fixed it. Okay, cool. And it's like, oh now it's this issue and we fixed it. Can I switch to another provider, please? No, we're the only one around.
Yep. If we go like a block over to where we used to live, we can get AT&T and fiber. That's not the case at our current house.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, we're looking into buying like a townhouse or a condo, just to like own a place of our own. So we're starting to look at stuff like that. We're like, we could get a Tesla, or we could buy a we could just buy a place.
Yeah.
We're looking.
Go get the Robo Death car. It's not just because I hate Elon Musk. It's not because I hate Elon Musk, but it's not just because I hate Elon Musk.
Listen, you can put a whoopee cushion sound on people's seats, so when they sit down, it goes off. Okay, my friend. I went out for coffee with my friend Alejandra, and we pulled into our driveway, and she's like, okay. She's really trying to sell me on this Tesla. Because she's like, no, I'll should get one. Because apparently, I just fill my life with alleys and I'm okay with this. But heckin', she showed me, she's like, yeah, if you're charging like your car, you can like watch Netflix, you can do all these other things. Like here's all the cameras, here's all the sensors. But here's the most important thing, is you can put a whoopee cushion. She's like, and if you ever go to start the car, you can put a whoopee cushion on the driver's seat for Alejandro. And I'm like, and she's like, and you can do different kinds of farts. It's really great. I was like, oh no.
You know, Hayden, if you really wanted to put a whoopee cushion under your husband, you could buy a whoopee cushion.
But what if I can do it in the car?
You can put the whoopee cushion
in the car.
No, you don't understand. There's different kinds.
Imagine, I mean, you can buy every whoopee cushion kind in existence and still not make up the money to do a Tesla.
But I'm like, overall, yeah, great car. And when he was having to drive a lot to like Santa Monica, he's like, yeah, I'd like one. Because my friend Zach has one because this bitch lives like an hour away from like Burbank. So I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, no, you having a Tesla and having to come into studios makes sense. Fucking tiny child. He's only a year younger than me, but I'm like, you're my little brother, so I'm gonna bully you. But him having a Tesla makes sense. We live really close to most studios, so I'm like, yeah. So we're looking into all that to wind back to we're looking into buying a place. But, you know, we need to pay for a Disney wedding first, so we'll think about that later. I keep meaning to call Disney, and I haven't done that yet. It's fine.
Disney.
Hello. I'm very excited. Hello, Disney. I'd like to get married in front of the Millennium Falcon, please.
Think that would be pretty poggies.
It would be pretty poggers if I could get married. It would be muy poggies if I could get married in front of the Millennium Falcon, please and thank you.
Muy poggies is, I think, my favorite Aaronism in the last, like, year or so.
I do quite like it.
I really like it.
I think I said, like, poggies just in a sentence, and I, like, shuddered. I was like, no. No, Aaron, you ruined me. It's like, Parnell, I love you, but damn it. You bitch. I think I was in call with, like, we're in a group call, and Logan was there, and I could feel him cringe. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Well, you weren't exaggerating. It really is like 5 minutes.
Right?
Like,
I don't know why.
I just unmuted it for a split second, and we're still talking about the pipe Casper thing.
Jesus Christ. See, Alejandro thought I was exaggerating. I was like, bitch, I've checked. I don't know. It happened once when Braden and I were streaming Spiritfarer, and I had to end because I was like, it's glitching, and now it's 5 minutes behind, so I don't fucking know. So, I mean, we've been going almost 3 hours, so we could call it there. Because we made dice. I've just been hanging out. I'm polishing the Lilith set and a couple others right now. They're real purty. There was just a fucking era in dice commissions that I got where everyone wanted stars. Like my friend Tiana, she's like, circle of stars, please. So I made her like galaxy dice. And then my friend Danny was like, can I get like gold and pastel, but also stars in them? I was like, yes. And then I got because I'd got like this huge pack of stars for Squeaky's dice. But then ever since then, everyone's like, put those in mine. It's like, fucking bet, okay?
You may or may not have just given me an idea for Callus dice.
I'll make them just for fun. Send me his art right. No! Send me his art right now.
I'm gonna fucking
no. Send it to me right now.
So good. Oh, you're gonna get paid so hard. Yeah.
Send it to me right now.
Oh.
I'll just ask Braden for the art if you don't send it to me. Because you know she has that saved.
Yeah, I know.
You know she does.
The ability to acquire information like that off of other homies is so useful. Threaten homies with. Like, did occasionally be like, no, I know money. And I'm like, all right, but motherfucker, I know people who know your PayPal. Like, I can just get it.
I can force you to take my money.
Like, I found out that Logan basically doesn't even consult them. He's just like, I will pay them. Because if I ask them, they will either try and, like, charge me less, or just not charge me is the more common option they try and go for. So he will just be like, all right, let me count them out, and lump sum that, and here you go.
There are times whenever she like talks to me, and it's just like there's like almost like a gremlin energy. It's like I've gotten away with this, and I'm just like, you should tell Logan. He's like, no, but I've gotten away with it. I don't have to. He hasn't paid me. Ha! I've done it. And I'm like, tell Logan, or I'm telling Logan.
Like,
they're
I'm
very
gonna tell him.
Their love language is services rendered, and they super just want to do stuff for people. But like, no, living is important.
Yeah.
Because they will occasionally do so to the exclusion of their own health, and I will bully them when they do that.
There have been many a time where she's like, oh, it'll maybe be this for that. I'm like, cool, I'm doubling it. You got it.
It's been doubled.
Yep, she's gonna be doing an animatic for me. I was like, fine, this much. I was like, can't wait to double that. Because I love her. I still need to put all that merch up on the shop. I just have not had time. I need to take pictures, and I haven't got out like my nice camera. I need to charge the battery for it. Because I want to start taking all my product pictures like with my nice Canon camera, and I just haven't.
Oh God, I want to get like I don't even like I want to do VTubing now, so I'm kind of trying to focus everything into that. I still want a Sony A5100 or like an A6300 or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good.
I've been looking into getting a GoPro for my dice streams to use instead of like my Logitech. But I'm like, that's like $300. Because I'm like, the GoPro is what heckin' Geary recommended to me when she was giving me like the list of equipment that she uses for her cooking streams that she does.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, she's like, yeah, the GoPro is probably the best way to go. I was like, fuck. But right now I'm having to save for a wedding because I have to go back to Canada, and just I'm crossing my fingers my passport gets in time. Otherwise, I can't go to a wedding I'm supposed to be a maid of honor at. And it's my best friend from middle school, so I'm like, if I can't go to her wedding, I'm gonna cry.
Poor Connor. Sea Dog's airline misplaced $30,000 in camera equipment.
No.
And he just added them, or he quote tweeted one of their things, and he's like, it'd be magical to have my $30,000 stuff returned to me, except I'm just keep getting these "we'll call you" messages. I wonder how, someone must have ganked it, is my bet.
Yeah.
That sucks. I hope he gets it back.
I hope so too. We're supposed to grab dinner with him at some point. I know he and I wanted to grab dinner. I'm like...
Hopefully it's like, you know, maybe there's like an iPad or something in there and they can just turn on tracking. The amount of people who got caught ganking stuff out of like TSA and shit.
Yeah.
Really early on, because they're like, well, you know, I'll just confiscate that real quietly. And then suddenly someone rolls up at their house. They're like, yeah, we have a button that just lets us find it. Why do you have our iPad?
Found it. Weird.
It's crazy. Here you go.
I found a jungle flower.
Hell yes.
I immediately put it in my hair.
You're so extra.
I do love putting flowers in my hair. There's along the walk that I take Ryuji on, there's one of our neighbors grows these beautiful hibiscus flowers, and the amount of like restraint that it takes to not just pick one and just put it in my hair and be like, I'm pretty. It's so much.
Aiden, I have screen shared. Look
hold on, I gotta look. Hold on. I'm getting back to it, and then I'll probably end the stream in a minute, but heckin', I wanna look. I wanna look at your pretty flower.
Look at this little flower in my hair.
Ah, you're so cute.
Yeah.
No, we need to do at some point. We need to play Stardew.
Yeah, we do.
I'm like, I really want to play Stardew with you. Just like pick a day.
It's super neat because like there's so many different like hats and styles and things. You haven't?
No, I've only ever played by myself, and then I haven't played since shortly after I moved.
Oh, I think it's actually funny because like that's probably a long time away. Like he's working on Haunted Chocolatier now.
Oh really?
Which is gonna be a super fun like little game as well that he's going with, and like it's probably gonna have multiplayer too.
Ooh, excite.
So like, yeah, we need to prepare for that and like play that whenever it comes out too.
Dude, I would love that.
It's literally you own like this haunted chocolate shop, and it's freaking cute.
I love that. That's super cute. That's so my vibe. I love that. Heckin'. Alrighty. On that note about video games, I guess, and being excited for things, you guys should be excited for future things from Nat19. You should be excited for upcoming heckin' dice sales. I'm really close to being finished at least the pours for the Princes of the Apocalypse sets. I just need to get the hydrangea flowers in. Those get it on Monday, but I just got my new batch of resin. So I will be pouring a lot more dice, and I'm pre-prepping all of the Devil's Might Surrender dice, so then I can get a sale up shortly after the Princes of the Apocalypse, so there's less wait for you guys, so you guys can have more dice sooner. And I'm also looking into make more dice jewelry, so I'll probably post some polls over on my Twitter if you guys are interested in looking into those and voting on which characters you would want jewelry for, if you would want jewelry. Speaking of jewelry, there is an Aviana necklace up on the store right now over on my Ko-fi, so I'm gonna exclamation point dice to throw you guys in that direction. So you can go to my Guildhall Dice Ko-fi there. If you follow the shop, you'll get updates whenever I update it and add new dice to it or post anything there. So make sure you follow the shop as well, because that'll give you all the updates you want. And yeah, I think that's about it. So any updates from you boys before we end the recording?
Not really. I posted the Cool Kids logo thing that's over on my Redbubble, over in the Let Them Play Games chat. If anybody wants to check out the different things you can do there, I'm probably going to be getting a mouse pad, or not a mouse pad, like a desk pad of it, just so that I can use my hand cam and like go down on the Cool Kids logo. It'd be kind of funny. But you can get that in many different type of things, like mouse pads and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm gonna get a dog bandana, throw it on Dante. But that's the only thing neat's happening with me.
Hell yeah. You're very neat.
I enjoy being neat.
You're very neat. What are you playing? What are you playing, Trim? So I'm gonna decide who to raid, but that's it for the recording. We'll see you guys whenever we stream next. But I love you very much. Goodbye.